Hello and welcome to Build Up to a Good Game as West Ham United take on Danish side Viborg in the Europa Conference League playoff first tie at the London Stadium. Kickoff an hour and 5 minutes away. Lineups, your guess as good as mine. They're usually out by now. European football just throws everything out of. There's just no structure to it. But certainly in the group stage of the Europa League, they were out an hour and a half before kickoff. Hopefully they'll be with us in the next few minutes. But how are you doing, Gonzo?
I'm all right. I'm liking you playing possum there, pretending you don't know the lineup. I think that's good.
I don't know the lineup. I said the official lineups are not out. The official lineups are not out yet.
Okay. Okay. But, well, I'm feeling very good. Thank you very much. I'm looking forward to finding out the lineups as well. And yeah, I'm looking forward to this game. It's a shame, really, that actually David Moyes isn't looking for this. In fact, it's preposterous that our manager, our captain, and our most experienced player are all banned, basically. So we need a better show this season in Europe, that's for sure. I think it's a massive learning curve last season for all of them. Actually, they need to behave themselves a little bit better than that. So yeah, the naughty boys. Well, they're probably in the chat at the moment. They're probably going to pop in a minute saying, "I've got a stream."
I'm not sure they'll be quite that bad anyway. Right, let's do this one. The game is on BT Sports, so anyone that's got BT Sports, the game is on there. If you don't have BT Sports, ask Charlie when he comes along. Charlie might be able to point you in the direction of where you can find out. Always asking why we're not at the game. Why are you not at the game?
It was a bloody train strike.
Yeah, I think that's going to impact a lot of people tonight, isn't it? I think the club is struggling. I don't think the pricing helps either. I think some people's tickets are 45 quid and stuff. It's a bit rough.
Absolutely. Yeah, well, but yes, it is. But if you could get home, that would be something. But it's just particularly a night game, and as anybody that's been to night games there knows, it takes so long to get out that stadium. If you've then not got the ability to catch a train home, then you just can't go, basically.
Yeah, I won't be getting to many games this season, to be honest with you. A, trying to save to buy a house, and B, I need new hearing aids, and they cost quite a lot of money. So when you look at the expenditure over the last 12 months or something, thinking, where can we cut costs so we can save my house? The one that stands out is going to a football match, and you pay for your trains, your match tickets, your day there, sometimes hotel stay, petrol money, whatever it is.
And a pint of beer.
Yeah, especially at London Stadium. They've dropped it by 20 pence, though. It's now only £6.60. It's very kind of them.
Lovely of them. Make the difference. You can buy that house now.
Yeah, with that 20p saving, that'll go a long way. So yeah, unfortunately, I'm going to have to almost miss most games this season and then go back to normal last one. Saying that, I will keep applying for all the away games in the ballot, but I've decided to only go to the away games I actually get, because last season most of the games I went to last season was under someone else's name because I didn't get tickets. So then when you go, but you don't get the priority points, it doesn't help you getting tickets in future, kind of thing. So yeah, I'll go when I can anyway. That's what I will certainly do. Anyway, hopefully the lineups will be out in just a minute. Is there anyone you're hoping to see, Gonzo?
Well, I feel a bit of a cheek because I know the lineup, so I do feel a little bit fraudulent. But okay, let's. Yes, I'm hoping to see Flynn Downs, Geo.
You're just trying to be naughty, aren't you?
I am definitely. I'm definitely trying to be naughty. Okay. Let's throw it another way. I'm really hoping Skamaka starts today.
Oh, interesting. You might get You might get one. What I will say is if Charlie's saying if anyone's going to the game that doesn't have any tickets or whatever, someone can have his too. I don't know. You'd have to put in the live chat if you want them, and Charlie can sort it with you, kind of thing. But he's not going, so he's got 2 tickets for someone. There you go. Charlie's saying if someone's got their email address, you'll send them a couple of tickets now. So if anyone is on the way to the game or whatever, a ticket, don't pay for them. Get them off Charlie. Charlie's been nice. Anyway, would you like to know the West Ham team?
I would love to know the West Ham team.
Right, the West Ham team this evening. Yeah, that's all right. I can click on that now. This is the West Ham team for this evening. We've got Areola in goal with the back four of Soufal, Ogbonna, who's captain, Johnson and Ashby. A midfield 2 of Conor Coventry and Thomas Souček. An attacking midfield trio of Jared Bowen, Manuel Lanzini, Maxwell Cornet, and the striker is Gianluca Scamacca.
Close. I was sweating on that.
What do you make of the team?
Yeah, I like it. I like the team. I think it's good. I'm really pleased about that. Be interested to see whether Sufal or Johnson goes in at centre half. But I think it makes absolute sense to take Zuma out the firing line. You've got to wrap him in cotton wool. Really, I think it's really good to see Ogbonna back there. That's really good. I don't think he's 100% fit, but to see him there means he is at some way, over the road, basically. Over the road, down the path on the road to first team. Obviously, Ashby, you've just flashed Ashby up there. He's going to start at right back. I would imagine. I mean, I would think Ashby plays at right back, and then it just depends whether he plays either Johnson or Sufal at right centre back, and whoever doesn't play there is obviously going to play on the left. Whatever, there's a sacrifice to be made there. Obviously, we know Flynn Downs had an injury. I don't know if he's on the bench. I only know the starting lineup, but Flynn Downs had an injury, so he couldn't start. So it's nice to see Coventry in there, and really good for Coventry because he's been sent out on loan on a number of occasions, and I think this is really good. It's been a really good experience for him to play for West Ham in a European fixture. There's lots to like about that team, but I'm particularly pleased about the new signings playing and about Ogbonna coming back and Ashby starting. There's loads of it. I'm a happy boy.
Are you surprised Ogbonna's back though? Because I mean, let's be completely blunt here. For the under-21s, he's looked rubbish.
Yes.
Okay, there's no getting away from it. He's looked rubbish for the under-21s. And then he wasn't in the last under-21s game or the senior squad, so he was sort of missing for last weekend. But now he's back in the starting 11. Do you feel that there's maybe a bit of a gamble here from the manager, that it's a case of I just have to hurry you back up because I've got no other option?
Well, anyone's a gamble. Playing Zoo is what's the least gamble. I think probably yes, there is a gamble. Am I surprised? Yeah, but I'm sure Moyes is at the moment factoring in terms of his league campaign without Ogbonna. So he probably thinks that's less of a gamble than playing Zuma. Although, as we know, as a natural limp, some of us suspect that he is injured at the moment or he's carrying an injury. So it's probably best for him to rest up. Do you put the new boy in? Again, that would be a bit of a gamble as well. A day after signing, other clubs would do it. We know this. I think it sort of makes sense, really. That this is the qualifying round. They're not, as I understand it, a fantastic team. They're missing two of their best players as well. One of whom is an attacker, as I understand it. I don't claim to know anything about the team. But also it is two legs. So if things. I think if things go pear-shaped in this game, they don't go West Ham lose 5-0 pear-shaped. So you can always sort of retrieve that in the return leg. I think when Moyes has weighed up, every single one of them's a risk. This is probably the least of them. And he's probably looked at it and thought, actually, I could do with Ogbonna getting a competitive 90 minutes or however long he gets. This is probably the place to do it.
I'll tell you the bench in just a minute. Just give me a minute. My thoughts are, I think the defence looks a bit ropey. I'm hoping that they can cope tonight, but it's a bit patched up. Ogbonna's patched up himself. And as a back four, only one of those players is in their best position. Oh, well, Ogbonna as well. But apart from that, the other three, only one of them's in the right position. It'll be Sufal or Ashby, probably Ashby, but the other two are essentially out of position. I think the midfield, it's as good as it's going to get, really, considering that Downs has got a toe injury. The attacking side of the team, I mean, we've got a £35 million striker starting up front tonight with a £17.5 million winger. On the other side of the pitch, we've got somebody that West Ham fans would probably value at around 60 million or something like that. So in some sort of theory, we've got about a £140 million attacking team today. I expect goals from them. It's not our strongest 11, but arguably it's as strong as Moyes could go, bar maybe one or two players in there, or without having to risk Kurt Zuma. But let's take a look at the West Ham bench then this evening. We've got Nathan Trott and Darren Randolph. We've also got Kurt Zuma. Thilo Kehrer is on the bench as well, signed yesterday from PSG. He is on the bench, as is Jamal Baptiste and Dan Chesters. Ekwa is on the bench alongside Fornals. Downs makes the bench. Okoflex, Ben Rama, and Mikel Antonio. So the big hitters are there, Gonzo, should we need them.
Yeah, absolutely. And some youngsters in there as well. So yeah, that's good. I think it's safe. I think what he's done with Ogbonna there is is the safe option. I really do. He's got options here. If it appears that he's struggling, he can just, withdraw him from the action and put one of the other guys on. I think that's fine. I think if West Ham are absolutely cruising, he can withdraw him from the action. Still put one of the other guys on. Maybe even put a youngster on. I like Ekwa being there as well. I think that should be. If he's worried about Downs, then from what I've seen, particularly given this game, he could probably take could probably take Souček out the firing line at some point during the game, put Ekwa in there, and I don't think he'd have any trouble at all from what I've seen. In fact, I'd be quite interested to see him play. Actually, and then you've got your magician there, Ben Rama, to come and do something. Antonio, it's good. I think it's good.
Yeah, I agree completely. The big hitters are there, and like you said, if we are comfortable, we don't need to use them. We'll be able to hopefully bring on a couple of the youngsters or something, especially with it being a home game. I know the crowd will be quite small tonight. It's possibly the lowest ever attendance we've had at the London Stadium since we moved in, and it's still quite a decent attendance when you consider everything that's going on with the train strikes, the fact that it's a Thursday night, the tickets are quite expensive and stuff like that. It's a good effort from everybody going tonight.
Yeah.
So that's it there. I'll tell you what, I can't read out the Danish team. I can't find it. I'm on the official UEFA website. It's not there. It's not on Flash Score, One Football. It's not on the UEFA app either. I don't know where it is. I'll have to check their official Twitter.
Well, we got the Danish team. We can't do the joke, can we?
What one?
The phrase. We can't do the phrase.
Yeah, that's true. It's not even on the official UEFA app. The lineups aren't even on there either. So
it's not on Tinder either.
For God's sake. Viborg FF. Have they got a Twitter account? There it is. Is that it? It's got 6,000 followers. All right, I've got it here.
Hey,
I've got it here. Right, we're ready to rock and roll with this. This is going to be bad.
Yeah, you are absolutely right. The lineups are not available.
There's nothing. UEFA app's not got it. Anyway, this is the Viborg team in numerical order rather than positional order. I'm not going to rearrange it for you. I don't know. But I do know number one is used the goalkeeper. So in goal tonight is Lund. They've also got Bergi, Zaletel, Sorensen, Longwick, Grot, Groning, Leemans, Bondi, and Yembe Zamburek. There we go. That's the starting 11.
Excellent. Well done. Yeah. Okay.
There you go. That's it. I'm doing it once, and that's it. I'm not going.
But I'll tell you what, you got to be careful there, because I did hear during that you said they've got John Wick.
No, they did.
and he is not somebody to be messed with. John Wick. You can't mess with him. Like an assassin and stuff. You know what I mean?
Anyway, we can't tell you too much about what they've said. Just want to say a quick thank you to Mr. Chickster for €4.99, and the super chat says, "Great Cornet is on the left. Excited to see Skamaka. Happy for Ashby and Coventry. Where can I watch it, BT? Loving the videos the last 2 weeks. Last 2 weeks? We've been doing them for 7 years. Have we only
but don't worry. But the last 2 weeks have been good, Mr. Chickster. They've trumped all the other stuff, and the rest of them are crap."
Anyway, someone says, actually, they're right. They don't have very many substitutions. They've only got 5 subs. I think they've got 1, 2, 3, 4. They've got 7 subs, but they're certainly not got the full bench. Because, like as Gonzo said, a couple of the players had work permit issues. They couldn't get a work permit, so they've not been allowed into the country for tonight's game. So they are missing a couple of their first 11 players as well. But let me just switch back to the West Ham starting 11.
Jason Bourne.
Anyway, addition tonight, a few players sort of trying to impress the manager, but Connor Coventry, I think, is probably the one with the most in the balance, would you say? Because Cornelius Skamaka's got a future at West Ham. They're going to be here on the 2nd of September when we wake up. The transfer window closed the night before. They're going to be at West Ham United. I would argue that all the team, bar Coventry, is almost certain to be at West Ham United. I think Coventry is the only one that's
okay. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah, I think it's a big game for Ashby as well. But I think if Ashby has a stormer, then he cements it more in Moyes' mind. Actually, this is a real option here. What Ashby needs to do this season is to play so well when he gets the opportunity that Moyes sees him as a consideration when Soufal's crap or injured, right? So I think it's actually what he could do is he won't get the first choice right back spot in this game. But what he can do is his crossing is very good. He pops a crossover that lands on Skamaka's bonce and he heads it in, then I think he could do himself a lot of good here, an awful lot of good. Coventry is a really big game for him. A little bit of fortune for him, actually, that Flynn Downs has got an injured toe. In fact, I do wonder if Coventry trod on his toe, because this will allow him to get the get the game time there. So a little something for you to think of. He's lucky that he's got a sore toe, because Downs would have played here. But Downs is unlucky. It's that toe's had a big impact on a lot of people's careers today.
Someone's asking who's going to tongue in cheek. Gary's saying no Rice. Who's going to take our pens now? Well, that's one good thing with Rice being suspended, I guess, isn't it? Just for people that don't know, David Moyes is missing from tonight's game. He'll be in the crowd, just not in the dugout. Aaron Creswell suspended, but it returns for the game next week. And Declan Rice misses this week and next Thursday as well. They're all suspended for this evening. Chickster, again, thank you. No more money from you, please. But thank you for your €2. He says 7 years is amazing. But this week, we started YouTube summer 2015, so it's just over 7 years since we started.
Was it?
Yeah, because we started Hammer's Chat on the 11th of November 2014, and it was the following summer we started YouTube.
I'm glad someone's on top of this stuff.
So there you go. 7 years we've been chatting away, chatting bollocks on YouTube.
Absolutely, but it's the last week, as Mr. Chick just said. The last week has been particularly good.
We're still I mean, the last 2 weeks in bollocks has been good. That's good
absolutely.
Then.
Yeah.
Right. What we're going to do now is we're going to put a little bet together. And if it wins, we're going to give one of you guys some money. What are you fancying for it, Gonzo?
A Souček goal. Did we say that? I think I said that in the breakfast show, didn't I?
Yeah, we did. We said that in the breakfast show, so stick that in. What else are you fancying? How many goals do you think we'll score?
Well, listen, David Moyes, every time David Moyes is not the manager, we score lots of goals. So I think we'll score more than three or more.
Okay, let's do at least 3. So over 2 goals. Yeah.
It's a bit, you know what it's like? It's like a supply teacher at school, right, that can't be asked and just wants to go home. And I think that's whenever it's that David Moyes, like, go on, lads, just go and attack. Don't worry about all the old pressing and the closing down, and go on, off you go. So, yeah, go on.
And how many corners do you think we'll get? Do you think we'll get 5?
There's quite a lot, but yes, I do, because I think we'll be attacking a lot.
Right, what's that? What's that giving me? I've thrown someone in to be booked. £95. All right, we'll round up to 100. So if this bet wins, we're going to give one of you £100. The following must happen: West Ham have to score at least 3 goals in the game. Thomas Souček has to be the goal scorer of one of those goals. West Ham have to get a minimum of 5 corners in a game, and Jeppe Groning has to get booked for them. He's a centre midfielder. I had a little look at their card history. Yeah. He's not too bad. About a 1 in 3.5 maybe. I'm booking to be 3.5 games roughly in his history over the last few years. So that's who we've gone for. Souček goal, West Ham 3 goals, West Ham 5 corners, Groning to get booked, £100 cash to one of you guys if it wins. In the live chat, please put the following phrase.
I don't have the luxury of seeing their team, so we're going to go with Hackney John Wick.
You're going to go with what? Sorry, I didn't catch that.
Hackney John Wick. That's the phrase.
There you go. Get that into the live chat. Here we go. Ian's kindly written out the Viborg team for us, as well as a bit of an formation insight. So there you go. Groning, that guy there, Groning under the alarm. That's the guy we need to get booked.
Groning, yeah. Got to watch out for him. Hackney John Wick, that'll do.
Right then, I'm feeling confident, Gonzo. I say confident, as confident as I can be. It's the fear of the unknown for me. I've got 2 fears today. One, I don't know anything about them, so it's difficult for me to be comfortable or not. It's similar when West Ham is signing a player that I've never heard of, like Nathan Guerd. My excitement can only go so far because I don't really know him. So when we miss out on players like that, I don't get that bothered because I couldn't want them at West Ham because I don't know enough about them. So it's the fear of the unknown for me in regards to this team. And it's also the fact that we've been burnt against teams like this in the past, teams that we should be winning, where we turn up, the attitude's wrong, the starting 11 is not great, and we get embarrassed, and that gives me a little bit of a fear. But if we turn up with the right attitude tonight, we should win comfortably. We've got I mean, I'm just guessing here. I assume Skamaka cost just as much as their entire 11, possibly. I'd be surprised if their entire 11 cost more. I want to see a £35 million striker tonight. I want to see him bullying that defenders. Every time we go forward and we get to Skamaka, I want to see him fending them off, laying it off, whatever it is. We need to get better playing with Skamaka, because against Nottingham Forest, he did that one when the ball came in and he chested it down, didn't he? And Creswell ran off from it, and everybody was like, "What are you doing?" And he was like, "Well, I'm laying it off. Come and shoot." But everybody was like, "Well, I'm getting out your way so you can chest it down for yourself, take a touch, and then shoot." And it's like, "Well, hang on a minute. We need to get used to playing with him. If he's going to do that, I mean, that would be an asset. We've got a striker that's willing to knock it down for a late runner into the box. But the problem is he knocked it down for nobody. Well, he did. It was Creswell, but Creswell took off in the wrong direction. I want to see a good performance from Cornet. I want enough good performances tonight that when we do our preview for the Brighton game tomorrow, we're including a couple of them off the back of the performance. Now, there's some players just won't get into the team. Connor Coventry could be man of match tonight, and he still won't get into the team for the Brighton game. Harrison Ashby could probably be man of match tonight and still not get into the team. But Cornet, possibly Lanzini, Skamaka, and they can get into it. Jared Bowen needs to turn up tonight. If we have a stinker from Bowen tonight, that's going to be cause for concern as well. I can almost allow the first two to some extent. He's got a lot of goodwill. But if he doesn't do it against this team, then I'm going to start thinking, hang on a minute, what's going on with Jared? Is he injured? What's happening? Big, important game for us tonight, Gonzo.
Yeah, it is. I don't know if you saw the training ground footage yesterday. I had them all banging in loads of goals, and had the bit where Joe Bowen hit the post. So, oh no! Even in training, it's not going in. Yeah, he's looked really sharp in pre-season. Sluggish in the first two games. I think his core fitness is there. I'm not too worried about that. The quality of him is there. I mean, again, you speak about Skamaka having a field day against a lesser opposition. Exactly the same for Bowen here. But it's a big night for that midfield, okay? Because Rice is a big loss. Rice is our best player, and he's not playing. So, he can't. I'm talking about Souček. He can't go forward as much as he possibly did against Nottingham Forest. So he's going to have to sort of help out and be more of a midfielder like he was last season, just to help Coventry out. That being said, I think Lanzini's got a big role. So Lanzini's going to have to drop in there. Souček, Lanzini got to help Coventry out tonight. That being said, if they get him through the first bit, I'm not sure he'll need much helping out to the end of it. I would not be surprised if he grows in confidence and actually starts dictating the play with some really neat pass. When I say dictating the play, dictating the tempo of the game, because he's got a good range of passing, Coventry. So, he's not a poor man's Michael Carrick in that sense. So he's got some qualities there. So it'd be interesting to see him play, actually.
For those listening and watching, Ian has said that Sorensen, the left wing back for the Danish side, creates around 4 chances per game in their league, so he wouldn't be surprised if it gives us a little bit of trouble. So that's a little bit of defending for Jared Bowen to do out there. Now is the time of the show where we turn to the live chat. So if you are watching live, please get your thoughts in around the game. It can be about the West Ham team, it could be about the Danish team, but only you actually know something. Don't pretend you know stuff, right?
You can pretend.
I'll be able to tell if you know something or not, but get your thoughts in, how you see the game going, who you think might play well, who you expect a big performance from, who needs a big performance. Get it into the live chat. But no score predictions just yet. We'd like to do them, and we'd like to span the live chat with a load of predictions at once, not just now. Thoughts only, please. Now, while you're all doing that, a little bit of admin, and can we take Andy's advice, please, and drop a like on the video? Thank you very much. Over 1,000 of you watching live, which is just mental. But make sure you subscribe to Hammers Chat. We do the build-up shows for every single West Ham United game, as well as a watch-along. So we're here right through till full-time. Then after full-time, we're back again straight away with our live review as well. And also, if you're interested in sponsoring this video, you fancy your branding right up above Gonzo's head in that corner for the duration of the video, and you'd like to hear me and Gonzo say, "Oh, you check out this company. They do fantastic not Watsits. They haven't sponsored us, but they do fantastic Watsits. Go have a little look. Get in touch with us, hammerschat@gmail.com. We're seeking sponsors for this show for the season. You can do 1 video, 2 videos, 5 videos, maybe not 50 videos, but anything under 50.
I would accept Watsits, not as payment, but that would be a good sponsor, but not Skips.
Yeah, would you like a puffy crisp?
Yes, please. Yes, please, matron.
Right, let's see what you're all saying. Prize King says we need to win this 4-0. He put that in before sending predictions, so I'm going to let him off. Richard thinks the England experience has actually dented Jared Bowen's confidence.
What, he thinks he's gone on with England? Oh my goodness, I'm crap. Everyone's really good. No, he played well there. He played well for England. I hope that's not the case, Richard.
Paul hopes his head's not being turned while James is warning us that Viborg are not going to be a pushover.
No.
Scott thinks his commentators look very composed when he has played. Lauren says, what happens if we play better without Rice?
Rice still gets in the team for the next game. He's our best player.
Really, yeah. Nothing really. Roger, we'd prefer you join our Patreon, patreon.com/HammerChat. Links in the description. You want to donate channel, help support the channel. That's our preferred method of means. £3.60 to join up per month. And if you don't like it in August, we'll give you your money back. Iron says they're going to get smashed tonight, Viborg, that is. It will be a bloodbath. I'm very confident. Then we've got a card-happy referee as well. And I think they're quite card-happy that Danish side. I had a look, and there are 4 qualifiers to get this far in the competition thus far. And they're picking up just under 2 cards a game. So they're not bothered about.
But we are bad. We are bad. The manager, the captain, the most experienced player are all banned. I mean, they'll be looking at us thinking they're nutters. West Ham. So they'll be trying to get us booked.
Johnny Vicks putting a little bit of dollar on Skamakavani to get score a couple of goals tonight. That's 7-1. Sunnyverse is excited to see the new players for West Ham this evening, where Paul is interested to see how Coventry and Lanzini work. The lineup is out. It's on your screen. It's on the screen just underneath your comment. It's there for you. Conan says we need to get used to setting up without Rice. Why is he even taking penalties when he won't be with us next year? We have to learn to live without him. I think you do that in the summer, not a year in advance. I think.
Yeah, I said this today when I was speaking about Van Varniken. You know, a short-term player can still be a good player. You can't rule out players that are going to play well for a year. And I don't think Rice is our best penalty taker, by the way. But the fact he might be off in a year, you could almost say that about anyone. In which case, you could almost say, what's the point in playing him at all? He's a very, very good player. But we probably do need to source a new penalty taker. But we might be signing one very soon.
Scott says we need to get off to a good start, keep the pressure on them, while Steve says that we've got 3 full-backs and an unfit centre-back in the team, and there's 3 fit centre-backs on the bench.
Don't knock it. Don't knock it, the pair of you.
I would say, I think you're kind calling Zuma a fit centre-back, but there's certainly 2 fit centre-backs on the bench, plus an unfit centre-back on the bench as well. So I appreciate your point in regards to the fact that we have 1 extra full-back in the team when there's 3 of them sat in the dugout.
Don't come on this show with all your common sense.
Don't like that here, do we?
No.
JJ Smith said of all the youngsters on the bench, he'd like to see Okoflex because I think he's the closest to the first team. It's a big season for him as well, really. A lot of talk he's going to be loaned out. Thierry Neves has been loaned out as well. I've seen that before came on.
I believe.
Yeah. He's
I don't think he is, JJ. I don't think he is the closest one to the first team. I really don't.
Who? Okoflex?
No.
I think Ashby clearly is, but after him, I think you've got to say it's either Okoflex, Chester's, or Ekwa, I guess, considering they're in the lineup. I know Baptiste is as well, but Ekwa's actually been registered, so is Okoflex. They've had to be registered to play tonight, so that's something from the manager, I think, that he's actually bothered to.
Yeah, it is good. For me, obviously Ashby and I think Ekwa is a level above Okoflex. This is the thing, we'll know in a year or two, won't we?
Harry's asking, could it be a 3-4-3? Obviously, he would suggest that Corney is actually a left wing back, and Ashby would be the right wing back.
Right, Harry. Yeah, it may well be actually. That sort of solves it, doesn't it? One thing I would worry about is Ogbonna sort of holding it together as the central of those 3. I almost prefer the 4 rather than Ogbonna as a central one, and then Johnson and Soufal either side.
Jordan's lost a bit of faith in Souček's finishing ability. Hope he proves him wrong today. I think some of his chances were hard against Forest. I think the header he could possibly have done a bit better with, but I do think it was an outstanding save by Dean Henderson. But certainly the finishing the shot that led to the penalty, I thought was quite poor. The more I watch it back, he's got about 75% of the goal to aim for, and he puts it in the 25% that it gets blocked, really. It's a difficult chance, though, so I shan't criticise too much.
I think I fancy him to score.
Stevie C says, the further we go into the tournament, more content hams chat, correct. Also, easier content as well, Stevie. I'm not going to lie, when we've got the European... I'll be honest, let's be honest, Gonzo. When we've got the European games, it allows us to do the previews, the reviews. You're able to do your morning video tomorrow off the back of the game tonight.
Yeah, that's true.
It is easier to create content when there's more matches. It's just like when there's a transfer window, it's easier because there's a transfer window. During the international break, Christ, it's difficult.
But during lockdown, it's difficult when there's
we were playing FIFA at one point.
We really were. Oh dear, the one time I beat you that didn't record. It's terrible. that is the truth.
Didn't.
Excellent.
Kaya said he's got an inkling that Lanzini is going to be the kind of player that will link up well with Scamacca. Pass appreciation and movement and sharp football brain.
Nice.
You can't disagree with that, Davey, can you?
I like it.
Richard's joining Ian with the Viborg stats, which is wanker. Oh, you've got me there. I fell for that one. Well done, Richard.
It's always me that falls for it.
I fell for that one.
I would have fallen for it. I definitely would have done.
Richard. Well done. That was quite a good one. I'm not clicking on any more Danish stuff now, apart from Ian. I know Ian's reliable.
And you got to be careful with these sneaky lot, aren't you?
Paul said, I would expect a few goals for us, but I wouldn't underestimate the Danes. Usually I only read out one name. It's usually the usernames that they try and catch out with the usernames, don't they?
Oh, I'd shudder to think. Even my kids say, when like the Simpson comes on and Bart phones up the Mo in the pub, and my kids say that's like you, Dad.
We've got a regular poster called Buster. His second name is Cherry. So you have to be careful not to read out the full name in one go, don't you? So I'm always wary of stuff like that. But Richard's got me hook, line, and sinker there, the bugger. Anyway.
He's laughing. He's at home laughing or wherever he is. He's laughing somewhere. Maybe he's at the bus stop laughing. Everyone's looking around thinking, what's he laughing at? But it's a good one.
I wish the right back was genuinely called that. Anyway. Hardy says that Lanzini needs to be our jewel again. West Ham to win 6-0. Scamacca 2 goals. West Ham at least 8 corners. A lot of yellow cards for the Danes.
Bet in that. Get that on. Get that on your bet. If that comes in, you'll be minted.
Liam, really looking forward to seeing how Scamacca performs tonight. Time to earn a place in the 11 for the Brighton. I mean, is that fair? Do you think Scamacca is sort of auditioning for that spot? If he plays well tonight, can you keep Antonio out the team?
I think not. No, I think not yet. That's just not the way Moyes operates. I think not. And to be fair, again, you watch that training video, Antonio looks really sharp and really fit at the moment. Now, I know he hasn't in games. I know it's all about the games, but he doesn't look like an injured player from the footage I saw. So I'd like to think that he can get it, but you've only got to look at Areola. I mean, it took Areola all last season to try and get that first team spot. I mean, he's got it this season. He hasn't got it. Don't be wrong. Fabianski played really well. It's really hard to work you into David Moyes' team.
Centurion says we're doing a good job, but do we actually go to any games? Do you go to any games?
Never been to one. Where is it?
Gonzo was at one last week. Gonzo was at the Man City one. I won't be going to any this season. I've explained why. I'm not going to go over it again, but I go when I can. That's all I'm going to say. Elbow, I know my shirt does say knob. Someone sent me a screenshot of it, and I thought, well, if it fits, I might as well just leave it. And also, whatever, I forgot. I was actually going to move it, but I forgot.
Well, earlier on, you did for the breakfast show. The L was there. That video, that video I scrapped this morning, I didn't put up. Actually, had a little section of you and the knob bit.
Anyway, wonderful. Lewis says that Cornet will be man of the match tonight. Joshua says we need to come out aggressive but not overconfident. I agree with that. I think that's a nice summary, Joshua. I completely agree with that one there. Right, I'm just gonna skip down a little bit here because I'm quite far behind. So
I'm suspicious of everyone at the moment. I'm even people's name, everything. I don't trust anyone now after the Juan Kerr.
Anyway, It's on Paramount in the States for anybody watching over there. And Mark said it's a good lineup. He's pleased to see that David Moyes has got the bottle to go for it.
Well, he hasn't. He's banned.
Delirious is saying, who are you more excited to see? Skamaka, Cornet, or maybe Kedder as a late sub?
Skamaka.
Has to be,
Striker.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. It's got to be because we've spent 18 months looking for one. So this is after 18 months of scouting and research and whatnot. This is the one we've decided is the player we're going to go get. It has to work out. I think you can get away with Kedder not working out to some extent because, well, you can, but you can almost excuse it because that's not the main centre back purchase. Like Word is.
Yeah.
The striker, it has to work. Moyes said himself, a manager's judged on his signings, and I think Skamaka will probably be one of the defining signings for David Moyes this season. If it works, that means goals, that means a loftier league position, or at least just staying where we are, which is qualifying for European football of some form, competing in this competition. That's good. But if Skamaka doesn't work out, then that means probably Antonio starting every game, whatever, and then we've got another Sebastian Haller situation on our hands again.
Oh, don't even. Let's hope we get some goals. It don't even bear thinking about, to be perfectly honest with you. Important game for him.
All right, then it's time for your score predictions. Get them in to the live chat. What's your score prediction? Whack them in, please, and let's see what you all say. Gonzo, can I get some final words from yourself, please? I think in the preview you said 3-0 West Ham. Are you sticking with that?
Yeah, and at least 3-0. I think I know there are no pushovers and all the stuff and all that, but that front line, if it's as good as we think it should be, then I don't really see massive problems there for us in terms of scoring goals. I mean, the other thing is if we're scoring goals and we've got good possession, which I hope we should have, then you sort of limit the opportunity for the opposition to attack anyway. I do wonder how quick the opposition are going to be. That's the only thing I'm sort of concerned about. It may play a part. I go back to the Belgium club that we played to begin with G last season, Genk or Ghent, whoever it was. They were fast, and that was a bit of an issue for us, actually. So, that's the one thing we've got to be mindful of. As people will know, I don't think we're a fast team. So watch out for that. But we should be controlling this game. We really should. We should be getting a healthy lead, and which should allow us to play a similar team in a return leg. It's, people talk about resting the players in the return leg. Well, we are now. This is what we're doing. This is not our first choice lineup. But it has to be done this way because we need to be fresh. Otherwise, we don't want to give Brighton any advantage here. So, I mean, what would be a successful game today would be for Skamaka to get a goal. Coventry and Ashby to play well. West Ham to win the game comfortably, 2-3, 4-0, something like that. And then maybe the new centre-back comes on and gets 20 minutes or something like that at the end. And Ogbonna comes through this game. Maybe Ogbonna plays 60 minutes and comes off and looks okay. That'd be great. I mean, there can be a lot of good news that can come from this game. And if, manage to tick all those boxes, I have to say it'd be a good evening out.
Yeah, I'm going to stick with my 3-0. I attempted to go to 2-0. I can see Moyes. I just remember the Europa League group stage campaign part where I felt at times it was boring, but it was exactly what we needed to do. West Ham were very comfortable, conceded little chances. We weren't open. We weren't taking any risks. We just essentially just got the job done. I remember kept wording it as a professional job, and usually that sort of suggests it is a little bit boring, but it was a bit boring in some of those group stage games. But we did what we had to do, which was turn up, get the win, no messing, no panic stations, and get out. And it was a very successful group stage campaign. I can see us going very similar again tonight, trying to keep that clean sheet, get a couple of goals, 3 if we can. And like you said, to get Kerrer on the pitch, get Flynn Downs on the pitch if he's fit enough for 20 minutes, half an hour as well, get him on there too. I think that would be good. I think as long as we come out of this with a strong lead, then I think it's been a successful evening. Ideally, it would be nice to see Skamaka score just to give us a bit of a lift. I still want to see Jared Bowen score tonight. I think it's important, Jared Bowen. I want Jared Bowen being man of the match tonight. That's what, if I was Moyes, to be saying to Bowen, you're good enough, and you should be You've now got a striker that's willing to lay players off and stuff. So when you're cutting in on that right-hand side, you've got a man that's just as happy to face you as well as face the other goal. So use him, get your 1-2s in around the penalty area and whatever, going with him. So I want to see a big performance from Jared Bowen, because the first 2 games he's been our worst player so far this season. A lot of credit in the bank. I'm not concerned about his form yet, but should he not have played great tonight and have a poor game against Brighton, then we'll start to get a little bit worried about him. So I want to see a big Jared Bowen performance. Do you know who else we need a big performance from tonight, Gonzo?
We need a good from Danny DeVito.
Yes, we do. We need a big performance from Charlie Walsh. Charlie, how you doing? Muted. That's how you're doing. You're muted again. Excellent. This is a fantastic start.
Brilliant. I'm late. I'm muted. I've had an absolute nightmare, but I'm hyped because Europa League was like one of the highlights last season, and I can't lie to you, everyone else poo-pooing this competition. I've had conversations with people all week about it, being like, do we want to drop it because our league form's not going, blah, blah, blah. None of that. I'm hyped, Geo. I want a big dub tonight. I want to see us put out professional performance, storming performance. I don't care. As long as we get the win, I'm excited for the Europa Conference League.
Good man. Anyway, this is usually where we'll tell you who's sponsored the show, but we don't have one tonight. However, if you'd like to sponsor these shows, you could sponsor 1, 2, 3. You can sponsor as many as you like. Get in touch with us at hammerschat@gmail.com for a little chat, and you can find your branding on the screen throughout our next build-up show and watch on, which is on Sunday against Brighton. We can have that show sponsored up for you. And please do get in touch. But anyway, Charlie, myself and Gonzo leave you now. Have fun. Charlie's here for the duration of the game. Myself and Gonzo will join you at full time. Enjoy, and big game for West Ham. Hopefully a winning start.
Let's go. Love that. Love that vibe. Thank you, Geo. Thank you, Gonzo. And thank you, everyone, for joining. How are we all? It's the Europa Conference League. It's the start of it. I'm hyped. I'm excited. I want to know how you are on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being the least confident possible, 10 being the most confident possible. How confident are you in a West Ham result tonight? I am excited. I'm hyped, ladies and gentlemen. We're coming into this one with maybe, and I'm not going to lie, a bit too much energy. A bit too much energy, but I'm taking it. And while you lob those in, let's have a look at the West Ham lineups and the Viborg lineup, mainly because I won't lie to you, I don't really know. I've seen our lineup rolling on the bottom of the screen, so that's exciting, but I haven't seen the full thing. So while you get that in, let's have a cheeky gander, shall we? West Ham lineup as such. Areola in goal. Back four of Sufal, Ogbonna, Johnson, and Ashby. Right, who's going to be playing left back there? Who's going to be playing centre back? As long as Ashby is right back, then I'm happy. I want him in his ideal position, trying to get as good an opportunity as possible to put, in David Moyes' mind, this kid can do something. So I hope he's the one playing right back. Don't want to put a youngster in an odd position. Not that it has really worked with Johnson, to be fair, but still, good to see Ogbonna back. What a time to be alive. A midfield 2 of Souček and Coventry. Now, we could see Lanzini dropping in there as well as maybe a 3. But interesting, I've heard something about Downs not being fit, but he's on the bench, so who knows? We'll figure that out. And then Bowen, Lanzini, Cornet behind Scamacca. That's an interesting lineup, an exciting one. Pretty strong. Bowen would love to get a goal tonight just to get him off the line, get him going. Scamacca, Cornet, very excited to be seeing. Coventry, I think this is a huge opportunity for him. I don't know what was going on with the Downs thing because I heard he was potentially injured. He's on the bench. The bench is Trott and Randolph because you can't have 2. Zuma, Kerr, and Baptiste. So I haven't actually seen the bench. We've got 3 centre-backs on the bench, but we're only starting with 1. I'm sure this is a conversation you've all had already, but I'm very confused by this fact. Okay, Chester's, Ekwa, Fornals, Downs, Okoflex, Ben Rama, Antonio. Very youth-oriented, but I'm not against that. I would love an opportunity where we get a couple of goals. We're pretty safe, and then we can maybe rely on getting some of those or get some of those youngsters on. That would be very good for us. Chuck, good to see you. Good to see you, by the way. New chair. I don't know if you've all noticed. You probably haven't because I'm massive. Unlike the other 2 where you can sort of see the chair, I'm bloody huge, so you just can never see it. But I tell you what, my back, having actual support, is having the absolute whale of a time. How are you, Skits? I hope you're well, my friend. Let's have a look at some of these numbers as we skipped over them. Oh, Ian, this is good intel. I will pull this back up in a minute, Ian. 6... 8, 9, 10, 6, 10, easy dub, 7. It's the comp winning this year. I'm buzzing. Love that. The kid only at a 3, a lucky 7. I'm the same, Charlie. I haven't been bothered about the conference, but now it's here. Come on, you lads. Yes, Sean, come on. I've always been bothered by it, but I'm liking the trajectory here. This is what I'm hoping for. Ian's coming through with a 7, which is good because Ian seems to know at least some. Ian seems to know some stuff about Viborg, because that's interesting. With that defense 5, always fair. I'm assuming this is the bet phrase. That's what makes sense. Lads, where can I watch it? Well, Oscar, I'm glad you asked. If you are looking for a way to watch the game, of course, it is live on BT Sport in the UK. It is on elsewhere around the world. But if you don't have that ability, then basically, if you scroll down to the description below, there's a bit there that says join our Discord. If you click on that, it's completely free to join. West Ham, lovely Hammers Track community, fans of all clubs, welcome. But more importantly, on the left-hand side, as you scroll down, there's a bit called Stream Links. Click on that, and you should find what you're looking for. Evening Charlie 10, love that. I don't even drink it, which makes it even more concerning, Mark. I do have a cup of tea, but I don't even drink it, which makes the burst of energy even more concerning. I think it's because I was late, so I'm overcompensating. Chrissy is coming in with a solid 1. Chris, scared. Major, 2 out of 10, but I have bitten through my tongue whilst eating chili, not a good combo. Yeah, you've got bigger problems there, mate. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. This is why I don't eat spicy food. Scary. That's not why. It's just I can't handle it, but scary. West Ham versus a bronze silver upgrade. Okay, well, you know. But I don't even know how much they're rated on FIFA. I've got no idea. That is a banging comment, man. 6, I think we can win with this lineup. I think we can win, but this lineup suggests we have underestimated Viborg a bit. Interesting, Lassie. Do you know what? Maybe. Although that's quite a strong attacking side, and defensively we're sort of at 6s and 7s. The centre-back situation again is very interesting to me. But outside of that, is that potentially the strongest lineup we could play to some extent? You'd maybe switch out Lanzini. You'd maybe Cornet and Skamaka you'd have arguments about, but I'd see what you're saying. I 100% see what you're saying, to be fair. Evening Charlie, 8 and a happy hammer. Love that, Bobby. Love that. I swear we have Europa. Sir, we have a Europa League conference of 2 games this season, I think. Yes, we got 2. We got this one and we got the one next week. And then obviously that will lead into the group stage if it happens. 7 years and look how good it is, says Jamie Smith. I feel like I've asked the question and I've forgotten that I've asked one at this point. So who knows? But let's have a look at this comment that Ian said when we look at the Viborg lineup. So Viborg lineup as such: Lundbergi, Zalatel, Sorensen, Londwick, Grot, Groning, Liemans, Bond, Zamburek, Ayembe, and then they have a bench of Gay, Lauritsen, Sodergaard, Mortimer, Thornton, Berger, and Killerreich, which is I don't know any of those players. But Ian, who's got some good intel here, Viborg line up in a 4-3-3. They play 3-4-3 in a game. Their wing backs, Sorensen and Yembe, good intel, play very high, and their CDM Groning drops back to create a back 3. This is all good intel. Ian, seeing as you sort of seem to know what you're talking about, do you think that this is their strongest lineup they could without the players who obviously have been held back because they weren't allowed to get into the country? I don't know. Let me know. Baby Bell's confident. Yes, we do have Baby Bells available, ladies and gentlemen. There are Baby Bells available if necessary. I know. I can actually sit and my back just doesn't feel like it's breaking. It's a whole new world, Mike. I was sat here working on it earlier and I was just like, oh my God, my back is back. But there we go. So those are the lineups. Let's have a look and talk to you properly now. I like that, to be honest with you. Like I said, there's a bit of weirdness going on with ours in terms of the centre-back situation. Why we have 3 centre-backs on the bench and none of them starting when we have 3 full-backs who are all right-backs, I don't know. I would suspect Johnson is playing at centre-back again, would be my bet. And I just really, really hope that Ashby is going to be the one at right back as opposed to Soufal. As much as Soufal is obviously better there, I want to see Harrison Ashby in his best position. And Connor Coventry, I'm really excited for Connor Coventry today. I think this is a huge opportunity for him. I suspected Downs would start, and I think actually someone wrote what I was alluding to with Downs. I would suspected that Downs would start if he was. Yes, that's what we want, Mulch, man. Come on, vibes. We're going to get there together. Mike films 9.7-ish. Love that. Ogbo not injured in about 10 minutes. Lawrence, please, just stressing me out. We're going to get on sub bingo in a second, but stressing me out. It could also be a back three. That's a good point. That is a good point. It could be a back three with Cornet at a left wing back, to be fair. But I would say he's a better winger, in my opinion. What does everyone else say? Let me know. And there you go. Attention, USA fans. Paramount Plus has the match. You love to see it. You love to see it. But yeah, I heard this thing about Downs potentially. None. And you can tell. Absolute nightmare. And I really need to shave. It's actually a genuine problem. What do you know what, Woody? What I'll tell you what, I'll message you after this, but what are you doing September 7th, maybe? I'd have to double check the day. It'll be either the first Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday in September. Let me know if you're up for it. Because I would love for you to come on Two Spanners One Ham and Hammers Chat Patreon exclusive podcast made just for you. I don't have the Patreon button anymore, so I can't press it. But yeah, so it's a huge opportunity. It's a huge opportunity for commentary because I think he's only probably got this because something's happened with Downs or something. I don't know. I thought he was ahead of the pecking order than Downs, to be honest, during preseason. He got subbed on before him and everything else. So this is a massive opportunity for him. It's good opposition for him. It's good chance to show that he can work with Thomas Souček and show that he has the pedigree to actually play in either more Europa League games, Cup games, or even potentially Premier League games. A massive opportunity for him. Good to see you, Connor. Hope you're well, my G. How are you? Good vibes indeed. Good vibes throughout. Also, Connor, by the way, I was scrolling through my Twitter notifications, right? Because I haven't been on Twitter properly in a long time, right? So I click on it very quickly, I scroll quickly, and then I leave. I haven't really deeped it. And I was going through my notifications because I had tons from like random tweets that I did. And did you send me a picture of an AI Danny DeVito? Because if you did, it scared me. And also, I'm sorry. I just wanted to let you know I saw it. I think it was you. I can't imagine who else it would have been. Who else out of the people we know? I don't know. Who knows? Confident until not. Yeah, but for now, we're confident, mate. We're confident, and that's the vibe we're going with. Why would we play at the back against this mob, though? We could play three at the back. You could play three at the back because Thomas Souček will get further forward. That would give Bowen the opportunity to come inwards. You'd give Cornet the opportunity to come inwards from whatever side he's playing as well. You can say it's a different way of attacking as well. It's not just playing 3 or 5 at the back doesn't necessarily have to be more defensive than playing a 4 at the back. It feels more defensive because there's more defenders on there, but it depends how you want to attack. Not that I think we're going to change our tactics particularly to suit Viborg tonight, but I think there's something to be said about that. Any idea where Langelo is? I noticed he stripped his Instagram for most West Ham related stuff last week. Interesting, Joe. So I don't even know. We had this conversation on Two Spanners about whether or not he was still even at the club because I couldn't remember whether he'd left or not. He was linked to Nottingham Forest and then he signed 18 other players. So who knows? But I don't know. We do youth coverage on our Patreon now, so I should probably know if he is playing or not because I have no idea. Imagine Steph Haydock just whipping in a ball. Big Swaztekers from Miss Haydock, head of pastoral. What a maneuver that would be. You got to respect it. Good to see you, by the way. You got to respect it. I hope Kono is not used at left back would be a waste of his attacking abilities. Yeah, I agree. Ian's coming through again with the intel. I do believe that this is their strongest possible lineup. One of their players that didn't get a visa was the super sub type player, and the other, Ibrahim Saeed, was a crucial star. Okay, a critical star. Okay, but apart from that sounds like it's a stronger. Okay, then I'm intrigued. I'm intrigued to see how they play. I'm not going to be able to pronounce half their players' names. I struggled with ours. I struggled with Aowani last week. Still don't know if I'm saying it right. So there we go. Joan, good to see you. Hope you're well. Hope you're having a grand old time. Judas, my trustworthy friend, how are you? Get a beer down you, lad. Get a beer down you. Can I go well? Yes, I knew it would be you. I was just scrolling down and I saw it. What time to be alive? What's your favourite flavour of ice cream? And what is your favourite colour? I'll give you both. Favourite colour, black. No, pink. Pink or black? Pink and black. Flavor ice cream? Chocolate or vanilla? Probably vanilla. But it's too nice, too good. But I'll take most, but I'll take my. Do you know what's better? Chocolate chip mint ice cream used to be a banger. Haven't had it in years though. I'm not sure, but if it's anything to go by, I've received several texts from West Ham over the last couple of days begging me to come. So I suspect that it's nowhere near a sellout. That's my gut. Because they've said, "Hey, do you want to come? Do you want to come? Do you want to come? Do you want to come?" Oh, still tickets left, including one this morning. So I would suspect it won't be full, but we'll have to see how it goes. I'm happy for young Connor. I hope he delivers and really wants to do well for us. I appreciate his love for the club. I hope Down's toe is not too hurt. I want to see him badly play. Is that what it is? It's a toe thing. I couldn't find it as I was scrolling through. Okay, that's interesting. That's good to know. Okay, let's go to Sub Bingo, ladies and gentlemen. Sub Bingo is, of course, the game where we predict where David Moyes will make his first substitution. I don't mind who you think it's for. The number is what counts, and at some point I will come up with a system to actually keep track of this. I've been planning to for ages and just have never done it. It seems I haven't had time to type up the teams. What I'll do is let's go to this screen quickly, and then you can at least see the substitutes at the bottom there. Let's just get. Oh, it's not liking me do that. It's not liking me do that. Okay, what about if we just do this then? There we go. You can actually see the subs there. Let me know if you want to put a person in. What we do that? Ian, Viborg should be 4-3-3. Lund, Sorensen, Zerte, Bergi, Anvibi, Lehmans, Groning, Bond, Longwick, Grot, Zamburek. Okay, I'm going to start that, and I might need to use that in a minute. But this is good. I'm just excited to see how they play. Can't lie. Trainwreck Woodstock 99 was bloody nuts. I was watching, I don't know why, earlier on today, I was watching Rage Against the Machine's performance from Woodstock 99, and I honestly don't know why. So it's weird that's come up. Maybe that's why it's up, because something on Netflix. I don't know anything about it. It's legendary, Martin. You can't lie about it. What if Skamaka scores 5? Doesn't he not start on Sunday? Probably not. I don't know. We honestly can't tell with David Moyes, You would suspect he probably would have to, but at the same time, probably not. It is David Moyes after all. Let's have a look at some of these sub bingos. It's like a vowel. Okay, it's like the vowel. Okay. So it's a U. So it's a U sound. So like Sorensen. I'm butchering it. 5 minutes, Kara Frogbonna. Depressing major. I don't want to see Kara. I'm actually really excited to try and see him today. I thought he'd start. So I'm intrigued to see him today if he does come on, but not 5 minutes for Frogbonna. Jesus Christ, it's a scary proposition. 72 minutes. 28 minutes when we're 4-0 up. I want to listen. If we're up by a significant margin, which I don't think we will be today, but if we are, then I would love to see some subs to get some youth players on. First sub, 80th minute, Ben Rama for Lanzini. That's a good shout. 10th minute, Skamaka for Antonio. Need to bed Skamaka in. Snazzy Azzy coming through with what can only be described as scarily accurate talk. 73rd minute, 56th minute, Kara for Oggy. 23rd minute for injured Ogbonna. 63 minutes in the dressing room after the game, says Andy. Yeah, half time, Oggy off for Zuma. Which is that's actually not a bad one, to be fair, Pete, guys. That's not a bad shout. I could imagine it being Kara more than Zuma, but also it could be Zuma. That's not a bad shout. 46 minutes, 13th minute, Oggy injured, just stress. 67th minute, Lanzini for Ben Rama. Ian's coming through with the 60th minute, one of the centre backs for Ashby. In for Ashby. Yeah, I could see that as well, actually. That's another good shout. I could see that definitely happening. Kara for Ogbonna. 45 minutes. Ogbonna. Jennifer is, this Ogbonna at halftime thing that people are saying, I think this is actually quite smart. I haven't thought about it until now, but that actually makes a lot of sense to me. 60 minutes, 4 nows, Ben Rama for Lanzini at halftime. 73rd minute for sub. 60th minute, 42nd minute for Og injury. Then surely 68th minute. Hey, it's stressing me out. All this Ogbonna injury talk is stressing me out. A Kara change at halftime. Potentially Skamaka starting. He is. There he is. Exciting times. But he indeed is starting. And Lincoln, there are streams, my friend. There are definitely streams. And if you're looking for them, I can show you where to find them as well. I accidentally just started recording that, and I didn't mean to. There we go. What else are we saying? I think it's one of those ones where I feel like, honestly, I would just like to see us have a professional, clean performance today, get just big goals in place, get the lead, and then hopefully we could see maybe a Chester's, an Equa, an Okoflex make their way onto a pitch, maybe even a Baptiste, I doubt it, but maybe. You know, I would love to see that as a situation where at home, first Europa League conference game, hopefully that's the way it goes down. Do I believe that will happen? No, I think it's maybe going to be a bit harder than I'm making out. You know, I'm coming into this with a lot of confidence, but at the same time, am I coming into it thinking we're going to blitz them? Not necessarily. We've got a lot of players on this bench, on this team who needs fitness. Ogbonna needs fitness. Bowen needs match sharpness. Cornet, Skamaka probably need match fitness in terms of formation, style, and everything else. And then we've also got just a makeshift defense. You know, we've got 3 right backs on the pitch in probably what I think will be a back 4. What my gut will be in a back 4. It might not be. It might be a back 5, but I would suspect it would be a back 4, which means at least 2 of our 4 are out of position, and one of them is a youth player. So there is definitely something there where I'm like, okay, I don't think it's going to be a pushover. However, I really, really think we have this. I'm confident. I'm excited. I'm looking forward to it. It's the Europa Conference League, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm going to ask you now, with just under 5 minutes to go, for your score predictions. Last minute score predictions. Get them in the chat before the game kicks off. I, of course, have a timer up here, so I'll be able to tell you exactly what time we kick off, and you'll be able to see how far into the game I am. So if you want to try and match up my time with yours, you can. I would ask you while you're here as well to subscribe if you haven't already. Hit that bell notification button, because we were the only West Ham channel last season to have a watch along for every single game. There wasn't a single other one who did it. We did every single game. So if you don't want to miss out on future ones, if you're just looking for a way to keep up with the game, have a lovely chat with a lovely piece of community, and then unfortunately me as well, or hey, maybe you're looking for just a place where you can consistently come and grab links, then bang, let us get involved in your life. Hit that bell notification button so you don't miss out on future videos. And like the video while you're there. 300 is usually the goal, but we have just surpassed it. As I said, literally, as I said those words, we have hit 302. So let's say 400. What did we get to in the end last? I think we managed to get 500 in the last game. So let's say 400 for now. But if we can power through, maybe we'll be able to beat last game. We'll see what happens. But like the video while you're here. Let's have a look at school predictions. I'm seeing a lot of confidence though, and I can't act like I don't love it. I can't act like I don't love it. All right, let's have a look. 4-2, 0-0 stress. I don't know Seaside. It's on BT Sport, and also in the Discord there's a link if you want to have a look, but I'm not sure about radio commentary. 4-0, 4-0, 3-0, 4-1, 2-0, 0-0 after 2 minutes. Do I see a new chair? You do, Ames. You do. I've got the same chair as the other two now. My back is very supported. I love it. I love it so much. I have a back again. What a time to be alive. What a time to be alive. 2-0, 4-1, 4-1 to the Mighty Hammers. 6-5 P-Gads coming in wild. Judas coming in 5-1. 69-0. Morgan Amalfitano to score 4. I tell you what, Morgan Amalfitano, I'm going to say it, underrated player. I always liked him quite a lot. I thought he had a lot to him. Not a top 6 player or anything like that, but I thought he was a decent player. 5-2, 5-1, 3-1, 7-5 to the Hammers. Jesus Christ, Henry. 3-1. Hope not to lose a goal. We can score 3. Love that. 2-0. 69-0. Morgan have to come score 4, just in case you didn't hear it the first time, and I respect it. 2-1, 3-1. Mulch looking good. Good to see you. Sorry. Stadium sold out. It just looks empty because there's limited capacity. It's a big, scary derby of rival Viborg, concluding years of tension. It's a good shout. I'm not going to lie. The stadium is disgracefully empty. It's a great. I believe it Kenny, of course, taking charge. I forgot about that. Mulch Mike, by the way, everyone should subscribe to, did the animation that you see when I talk about the links for the game. So I would highly recommend going and checking out Mulch Mike. 1-2-8-4-0. Says Chuck, great to see Ogbonna back. 5-0, 5-1. Off to watch the game. Thank you very much for coming, Professor Wolf. Appreciate it. Enjoy yourself. Have a grand old time. 4-0, Skamaka hat trick. My, his West Ham clips. He is around in the chat somewhere, or they are around, I should say. 7-5 to the Hammers. The bowl is empty. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. Well, there you go. So that's what we're saying predictions wise. I will run through the teams one last very quick time with a lot of mispronunciations on the side of Viborg, unfortunately. In fact, let's start there. Lund, Bergie, did I start? I did. Oh, legendary. There you go. Lund, Sorensen, Zayotel, Bergi, Avembi, Lehmans, Groning, Bond, Londwick, Grott, and Zambrek in a 4-3-3, according to Ian, who has the knowledge. West Ham lining up as such: Ariola, Sufal, Ogbonna, Johnson, Ashby, Coventry, Suchek, Bowen, Lanzini, Cornet, and Skamaka, with a lot of youth players on the bench, including a bunch of centre backs. So we'll see what happens there. Ladies and gentlemen, it is the Europa Conference League, the first game in our Europa Conference League journey. Hopefully, the first of many. Hopefully, a double leg here where we can maybe get into a good group stage, get some confidence going, get some vibes flowing. I'm confident. I'm feeling it. I'm hyped. If you're here only for the build-up, then thank you very much for coming. I appreciate you very much. If you're here to stick around, make sure to stick around till halftime. Stick around for me the entire time, really. But then at halftime, Geo will be back and we can have a conversation with someone who actually knows what we're talking about. And then, of course, all the way through the second half, and then at full time, there will be a live match review. But I am here the rest of the time. And if you're sticking around, thank you very much, Scott. Or butter my bread and call me Betty. It's good to see you, my friend. Wrong as per usual, but I hope you're well. I hope you have a grand old time. I would be for it. I want them to see people go out on. I want to see as many of our youth players go out on loan to as higher quality opposition as possible. That's the goal. I don't know if Newport's a high quality team. I don't know, but you'd have to hope so. Well, fuel my truck and call me Colin. Madman, good to see you. How are you, sir? How are you? How's the truck? How's life going? I hope you're well. I know, it's kind of mad. Happened last time as well. Ladies and gentlemen, we're about to run two things. It's the Europa Conference League, West Ham United versus Viborg. Viborg to kick off. I'll let you know, of course, the exact moment it happens up here. Also, shout out to Mr. Chickster12 as well for the double dono. We did see that. And we're away. Let's go. Come on, you irons. Deploy the boys. West Ham United versus Viborg in the Europa Conference League. Skamaka, first touch, instantaneous. Let's go. Wasn't ideal. The pass wasn't great. But that's fine. He's in. He's there. You know what I mean? Stadium looks... It doesn't even look half full. I can't lie. It looks empty as all hell. It is what it is. It is what it is. Sucks. But yeah, it's not good. It's not good. So it looks like Ashby is at at right back, which is good. That's sort of what I want. Lanzini starting deep, but that's just what he does usually. Johnson, unsurprisingly, at right centre back. Ogbonna at left back, and then at left centre back, and then Sufal at left back. Thomas Suchek, the left of the two of him and Coventry on the right hand side. Lanzini just ahead. Cornet is starting on this left hand side, with obviously Skamaka in the centre and Bowen on the right. So it's practically how you would imagine us to line up and hope. Like I said, I was a little bit concerned that Ashby might start somehow on the left-hand side. Might be a thing, but he hasn't. He's on the right, which is important. And then we'll see if we end up playing a sort of more of a 3 or a 4 in midfield. Or a 3 or a 2, I should say. Are we playing a 4-3-3? Are we playing a 4-2-3-1 type thing? Let's have a gander at that. What's that mean, Celia Colby Veronica? Mate, you've started a thing now, you two. You've started a thing. Viborg. Thank you, Jumping J Flash. I am going to need constant corrections on pronunciation because I am just all over the shop. Viborg. Thank you. Thank you, people. I am aware that I'm going to be awful tonight. I apologize deeply. Cornet was begged to shoot. They had some quiet manager. Decides to lay it off instead. And it ends back in the hands of the Viborg keeper. I'm interested to see how we end up attacking. Skamaka, Cornet, will they influence that at all? Will we sort of do our usual thing of sort of playing mostly down the wings and looking for crossing in and all that sort of stuff? Or will we be looking to sort of play maybe something slightly different due to Cornet and Skamaka's influence in the team? I suspect it'll be the same. But I would like to see people get in and around Skamaka just to make sure he has sort of the backing to try and succeed. Play down the line from Viborg is quite nice. Trying to attack down the right-hand side, trying to find their way forward. Passed around relatively calmly. We'll keep it there. I do not, Ethan, because the copyright will absolutely destroy us. The copyright will have a massive go at us, and we've spent 7 years building this channel now. And if I get it deleted because of that, I would be in massive trouble. But there are ways you can watch the game if you want. Happening on the screen right now. Just follow those instructions. You'll be able to watch it. Thank you for coming, by the way, Ethan. Appreciate it. Viborg with the control, passing it around. West Ham dropping very deep as per usual. When we do drop deep, we're looking at a sort of 4-4-1-1 formation. Lanzini being the guy who sort of stays a little bit further out than the other two banks of four. Souček with a nice interception there. It's going to be, I think, a corner for Viborg. It is on the right-hand side. Good interception by Thomas Souček. I will say I do quite like Viborg's kit. I do quite like the black and green. Sorry, the white and green. I think it's a nice combo. I can't lie. I do think it's a nice combo. Corner on the right-hand side for Viborg. They've got big boys in there. But we, of course, are a towering team. Although not as towering as we usually would be, potentially. Whipped in. Looking for a header. Oh, it's dangerous. There was a player arriving in the 6-yard box. Their number 4, who it was close, just a little bit underneath that. He gets a header on it. He would have had essentially a free header in the 6-yard box. Very scary. Billy McKinley taking the game for West Ham today because your boy David Moyes is banned, as is, of course, Aaron Cresswell and Declan Rice. If you wonder why they're not in the lineups, that's what's happening there. There are not many in the Guard side at all. There's barely anyone there. You're talking a third full. Probably that's my sort of vibe, is a third full. Obviously the train strikes and the general feeling around the Conference League and all this sort of stuff has probably had a big negative influence on it. I'm a bit upset about that. I'm a bit disappointed about that. The train strikes are what you can do. There's not really much you can do, but it sucks a little bit that there's so few people there. Still, what can I say? I'm at home. Oh, Bowen almost getting in Scamacca a second opportunity. Bowen hits it off the post. Unbelievably close. Bowen just found his way in there. I think there might have been an offside flag in the end anyway. But all of a sudden, Bowen found himself with a golden opportunity. The ball was played out to the left-hand side. Soufal, with his right, whips it in. Scamacca, it was towards Scamacca's head, who just doesn't jump. He sort of stands in it. That allows it to end at the feet of Bowen, who can't quite manage it. Scamacca hits it a second time. It dribbles through to Bowen in an offside position, who behind the goalkeeper hits it from a very obtuse angle, to be fair. It would have been a lovely piece of improvisation. He managed to knock it into the net from there. But it does hit a post, and West Ham come close early doors. 6 minutes in, West Ham get their first really good opportunity of the game. We'll take that. We'll take that. In Billy McKinley today, we trust is the vibe. In Billy McKinley, we trust. They were banned from last season from the Europa League. Rice for picking up as many yellow cards, Cresswell for getting sent off, and Moyes for booting the ball at the ball boy from the last Europa League game of last year, because it's obviously all UEFA competition. Listen, it is what it is. It is what it is. I'm not going to complain too much about it. It wasn't ideal. It would have been great. It happened to him quickly, so I'll forgive him. Although Geddes does manage to get on the end of that long ball bone right into the right-hand corner. It's good work. He cuts inside, trying to find a bit of space to cross or shoot. He was looking for maybe, I don't know if it was a chipped cross maybe or a shot. He didn't really have the pace for a shot. It looked more like just sort of a dink in towards the area, sort of maybe hoping for Scamacca or Cornet to maybe risk it and run in. Scamacca just stops his run just before the ball comes in. Bowen's hoping for a corner. I didn't see any sort of deflection on that at all. Goes wide and it's going to be a goal kick, but they've taken it short and we've instantly started pressing. Dangerous maneuvers from Viborg there. And they lose out very quickly because of it. Ashby with a turn. He's going to win a friend. We'll take that. We want this back. We want this back. We want a bit of fire back. We want a bit of form back, Oh, that was it. I thought it was yellow cards, but that makes sense. Carl and Joshua, bang on. Bang on. He is. There's something else to keep an eye on. He's obviously been playing in the youth team recently, given his massive injury, and he's working his way back. He's been playing in the youth team. And I'll be honest with you, the highlights I've seen have not given me hope. I've only seen highlights. I've not watched any of the games he's actually played fully, so I can't talk to it too much. But the highlights I've seen, he was practically directly at fault for several goals that have been conceded in the youth team with sloppy passing, poor movement and stuff. But he's looking okay. That's one of the things to keep an eye on tonight, is how he looks. He's obviously, I think, being rushed back maybe slightly. I don't know. It feels like potentially he got rushed back, but now we have Kera, maybe not. Zuma not starting maybe suggests he is carrying the knock that we all think he is. There's a lot of things going on at the centre-back position right now. So it'd be one to keep an eye on is how Ogbonna ends up playing. But by the way, good to see you, Logan. Hope you're well, bro. Hope you're having a good time. Or as Vader would say, you know what I mean? Oh, man. Who Villarreal are playing? I'm so out of the loop right now. I'm an absolute mess right now. I can't lie. Oggy is a beast. Surely he will recover. I hope so, Big Gabe. It's not the first time he's had big injuries with us either, so I'm hoping so. But, if we lose this, I'm buying a Spurs shirt. Ironix is up to you, bro. It's completely up to you. If you want to put an unnecessary stipulation on yourself, then feel like you can do that. I'm not getting involved. I can't afford a West Ham shirt. Flipping no, I'm not affording a bloody Spurs shirt. Oh, thank you very much, David. Appreciate it, bro. Hope you're having a grand old time out in New Zealand. How's the weather? Very jealous that you're there. I'd love to come over at some point. That's one of the things on my bucket list is New Zealand. West Ham have had the vast majority of the ball and possession and chances so far. Not that there's been many chances, but we've had the majority of the ball and possession at least. Sat just in Viborg's area. Lanzini dropping deep to get involved in a passing play again. Finds Ashby. Hasn't found himself too far forward too often yet. I'd like to see him maybe get a bit more involved in that area because that's the big sort of thing that we're sort of lacking at right back at the moment. When Johnson plays there, it's one thing. That's good interception by Ben Johnson. Just as I say that. And then the ball out to Cornet was bad. It was bad. But that's the thing with our right backs at the moment is you look at it and you say, realistically, when it's Ben Johnson's not great at the sort of more attacking side of his game. Defensively, he's relatively good. But attacking wise, it's just not happening for him yet. Hopefully he can learn and grow on that. And then Soufal, I think, is flat to deceive in that position for a while, going forward at least. Defensively, I'm still pretty confident with Soufal, but attacking wise, he used to have such a lethal crossing. It just seems to have disappeared. So I'd like to see a bit of Ashby getting forward and see what he can do in those areas, because that's the big thing that's missing from me at the moment. It was a nice turn by the Viborg player there, just in the middle of the park. They have possession of the ball, but they are being harried and pressed a lot by us. Nice little flick backwards there by the Viborg player, and now they can go through. Nice slotted through ball. Ben Johnson can't get there. Viborg collect it. They've managed to get forward in good numbers here, in a good position. West Ham have Constantine back in their defensive shape. Out on that left-hand side, number 7 whips it in, but Ogbonna's the one to just get there and clear it away. Good stuff. We'll take that. I mean, I can't lie. I would also take that, Pigat. I would also take that. I can't act like I wouldn't. It's got to be Japan. I mean, it's probably got to be Japan. It's got to be the list, right? It's Japan, New Zealand. I want to go Canada. I also want to go to Washington, as in the state, like Seattle. Like, that's in the back of my mind. Norway is up there, but it probably is Japan. Watch a bit of Japanese wrestling while I'm there. Do you know what I mean? Have a grand old time. How do you see our backline in the coming few games? I would be shocked, Tom, if it wasn't as simple as Soufal at right back. If it wasn't Soufal at right back, Kera, Zuma, Cresswell. I think that's probably what's going to happen. If Ogbonna is closer to being back to full fitness than we think, then maybe he'll come in instead of Zuma if he's injured, or Kera if we don't want to start him. But I would be shocked. I would be shocked if it wasn't that. Even though Johnson's been doing well, so maybe Johnson gets a shout at right back. I don't know, but I would be. It's a great question. What's Danny's thoughts on score prediction? Let's have a little go. Danny, my friends, what you say? He's very low. I've got the camera in a different position today, so everything's a bit off. So he's a bit. I can't even reach him today. Hang on. Just rub him on the head for luck. So Danny, what are you saying? Score predictions. He said 3-1. He said 3-1 to Viborg, the traitor. No, he said 3-1 West Ham. He said 3-1 West Ham, and I'd have to say I'd agree with him. My holiday home. Listen, that's my holiday home, though. That's where I go. Do you know what I mean? That's not my dream. That's just my life. You know, whenever West Ham happen to be playing on Sky Sports or not at all, that's just my life. You know. I do, Ryan. I do. I'm allergic to them, but I do love a cat. I can't lie to you. I do love a cat. I can't lie. Viborg passed it around the back. I can't act like I don't. They pass it back to the goalkeeper. There's pressure from Manuel Lanzini doing well. Bowen getting involved. Every time they pass, another West Ham player is getting involved. This is nice positioning from the press from West Ham, forcing Viborg to go longer than they want to, although that's a nice control by their midfielder there. Under pressure from Connor Coventry, just chests it down nicely, controls it, and then gets the play going. It's good work, to be fair, under a lot of pressure. And in a turn, easy foul. Easy foul against either Connor Coventry or Bonner. I'm not sure which one was the one that did it, but it was a very easy foul in the end. But it was nice control from the Viborg midfielder. The pressing, it was all good from us. Nice harrying, nice pushing. Oh, Stuart Pearce is in there. Stuart Pearce is on there. Shut up. That's from you as well. But it was nice work from the front when they were passing it around. Something we haven't seen too much of for a while, for about 6 months. We haven't seen enough of it, if we're being honest about it. So it was nice work. Forced them into a long pass, but they dealt with it relatively well. From their free kick, though, on the halfway line, they have instantly forced backwards. Something you love to see. What up, Zakas? Hope you're well. Hope you're having a good time. Why don't Geo Gonzo ever take part of the watch-alongs with you, mate? Neither of them particularly want to. Is the true answer, Ryan. Geo doesn't really like doing watch-alongs. He has done them in the past when I have not been able to do them for whatever reason, or when we were doing something else that wasn't West Ham. But he doesn't particularly enjoy doing watch-alongs. That's just not the way he likes to enjoy watching a game. And Gonzo is just doesn't want to do it either, which is fair enough. Also, the timing of trying to help. Obviously, we used to do it with Tom. Tom used to be the person who would do it with me. And anyone who watched it back then, and Tom would say this as well, is just getting timings to be right between people is just an absolute nightmare. So, yeah, it's almost more useful, but it is what it is. Appreciate it, Madman. They are categorically better than me. I'll take it. I'll take it. Yeah, I think it could hopefully. Listen, if this ends up being a regular fixture, which I don't think it will be, I think if we get into the group stage, it'll be more tickets will be sold, and obviously, hopefully, not train strikes and everything else going on. Then it shouldn't hopefully be a consistent thing. But I agree. You know, Kids for a Quid was how I used to go to games all the time as a kid. That's basically every game I went to as a child was Kids for a Quid. I should be trying to find the ball forward for Skamaka. Can't quite make it work. Viborg just clear it away. Johnson nods it down calmly to Connor Coventry. West Ham regain possession of the ball. Viborg sort of picking and choosing when they commit players forward. So it's not a sort of constant barrage. Even then, where they sort of cleared it away, it felt very us. It felt like they had a couple of people there, but if they weren't particularly trying to press it, it felt like us against Man City in a sense. We just they punted it clear, and there was an idea of, well, if we get the ball, we get the ball, but if we don't, we're not going to commit the people to it. And West Ham are passing it around relatively comfortably at the back here into the path of Ashby under a little bit of pressure. We're not quite being able to get out of. They're covering the passing lanes well. We're not quite being able to get out of the defensive shape yet, defensive area yet. We're in the middle third, but we are passing it around between our four defenders. We keep trying to get it to the fullbacks to progress. Lanzini drops deep there to link that up nicely. Bowen and Ashby dealing with that well. Ashby down the right-hand side, trying to find a way a little bit forward, but stops under the first sign of pressure and passes back. Something we do maybe a little bit too often. Skamaka to Bowen, nicely done there, dropping deep. Skamaka lays it short to Bowen, who comes very central and very deep to try and make something happen. Dink in round the back from Sufal, looking for Bowen, can't quite find it on the right hand or on the left hand side even. And it looks like Viborg are going to come away with it. And they do. That's a nice passing from them eventually to get around it. I'm trying to have a look, scroll to see if I can see it. Whoever's talking about Osprey in the G1, he has had a very good G1. There you go, David. Yeah, Osprey was fantastic. Yeah. He's very, 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 very good. He's one of those people who splits opinion on a personal level, but as a professional, he's just insanely good. He has had a very good. I'm excited to see him next week on Dynamite with my boys Aussie Open, my guys, in the trios tournament over there on Wednesday, which hopefully I'll be streaming live on A-Top Mark, my wrestling channel. We'll see. I don't know if that's going to happen. Pardew, of course, taking up a new management position recently. You love to see it. Listen, it's not been the most exciting match ever we've seen so far. We've been the better of the two teams. We've gained the opportunities, we've gained the chances, but I'm not sitting here saying it's been an insanely exhilarating, adrenaline-fueled encounter. But that's fine with me. If we come away with this with a nice, professional, solid win, no goals conceded even, just a professional 2-3-0 win, no stress, no worries, go into the second fixture, incredibly confident that we'll be through into the group stages, I'm completely okay with that. I'm 1,000% okay with that. I don't mind. If it's a boring game, it's a boring game. I'm not fussed about it. The result is what matters for me. Don't get me wrong. I prefer a much more exciting game, but I'm just saying. As Viborg passing it around in a fairly decent position, we're sort of in our camped-in defensive shape. The sort of activated press is sort of slowly moved them back a little bit, but not by that much. Nice interception there by Cornet, just getting his foot, can't quite get the control on it, but manages to stop it getting forward. And Viborg being forced all the way back into their own half. The passing's not bad, although that one was a little bit wonky, deflected, and absolutely cleared out. It's kind of commentary there. Nothing says the ref. Shot from range from Viborg. Ariola always had it completely covered, and it's driven wide in the end. It was a shot from range from Grot, as it was. Johnson passing into Connor commentary, and he just sort of clattered through there. I thought it was a foul, but the referee said no, fair play. And I'm not going to lie, it was a speculative long shot from Grot. Probably should have tried and find a little bit of a better solution than that. But it wasn't anywhere near the goal. Ariola had it very, very comfortably covered. It is what it is. I don't wrestle Danny on A-Top Mark Wrestling channel. I don't. I want to. Maybe it'll be something I do in the future. To be fair, I don't do anything on there right now. I'm supposed to be finishing up with some big work on tomorrow, which means next week I should have time to bring back the wrestling watch-alongs and other wrestling videos on there. But I do not wrestle Danny on the channel as much as I would like to. Death Triangle are complete and utter dons. I mean, I never thought about it, but just the idea of putting Pac and Phoenix in a tag team together, let alone the Lucha Brothers as a unit, was just insane. It's just an insane idea. So that's just like perfection. I love them. I think the Lucha Brothers are one of the best tag teams in the world. And then you put Pac in there, who's just unreal. And you're having a grand old time. Who's the Prem team? We're not blowing them away. We're not blowing them away. We've been the better side, but we're not blowing them away. I'll say that. Lee, good to see you, my friend. How are you? Hope you're well. Hope you're having a good time. Lee, of course, does excellent Leeds content on his channel, Lee Statham, but also on the disabled team, which I would highly recommend you check out. Hope you're well. West Ham clearing the ball with Ariola, just a big old punt into the midfield area. No real rhyme or reason to it. Souček just sliding in to stop any sort of Viborg attack. And this is a nice opportunity, but Bowen can't quite get there. It was good defending in the end just to run him out of that space. And the goalkeeper has the ball. Maybe press him a little bit, guys. Press the goalkeeper. He's literally stood still with the ball at his feet. It's not even like he could pick it up. Just no. Okay. Right. Well, fair enough. Your choice. Your choice. Could have gone for it. No, I think we do look like the better team. I do think we look like the better team, Harry. I will say that. I don't get me wrong. It's not scintillating football, but I do think we're the better team. Hello. Where's Ray? I saw Ray say as well. Hello, Ray. How are you? My co-host on Two Spanners, One Hammer. The Hammers Chat Patreon exclusive podcast. Skamaka! There you go. There you go. Gianluca Scamacca with his first goal for the club. Two Spanners, one Hammer, Hammer Chat Patreon exclusive podcast made just for you. Link in the description below. Come on. Ball gets played. It's as simple as you like. As simple as you like. Ball played in from the left-hand side. Simple cross. Scamacca raises, nods it down. Good, solid header down in the 6-yard box. Basically completely unmarked. Good work. Cornet picks up the ball from a long punt down that left-hand side. Cuts back inside onto his weaker right-hand foot. Cuts back outside onto his stronger left. Plays it in. Scamacca standing inside that 6-yard box. There's a defender there, but he's underneath it. Scamacca rises, nods it down perfectly. 1-0. Scamacca gets the goal. We will take that all day. Lovely stuff. Lovely stuff. Love that from us. Like I said, I think we have not 10-1. We have been the better. I think we have been the better team. I fully understand why people would have been bored by the game and not particularly enamored by our performance. I'm not sitting here thinking that we're the greatest team who have ever lived or anything like that. We aren't blowing them away. This isn't Manchester City versus us. This is West Ham versus Viborg, and it's not been the most scintillating game. But that's about as simple a professional go as you like. First assist for Cornet, first goal for Scamacca. Get in, big plays. We take that all day. Get across, easy header, West Ham are back being. That's what you love to see. Couple more of them, and I'm fine with that. Scamacca picks up the ball now. He's got a good run from Cornet, tries to just slot it through, couldn't quite find any. Idea was nice, but couldn't quite make it work. West Ham pressing, trying to stop Viborg from being able to get forward there, and it's a good interception in the end from Jared Bowen, just forcing them back. You love to see it. You love to see it. West Ham collect the ball. They're on the halfway line with Souček and Coventry. Sue Fowl and Ashby saying very high. We've not seen enough of Ashby. I want to see a bit of Ashby. Italiano, yes. Scamacca Veni, is that a new thing that's been going around? I have not seen this before still. It's just speed it up. We might get there eventually. Never happening. Sorry for the late arrival. Being Tewkesbury Spoons with other hammers discussing the arrival of Kara tonight's game. English Volker, don't worry about it. How was your conversation? It sounds like a lovely old time. John, Zach, Imogen, how are you? I hope you're well. I hope you know a grand old time. I hope you've subscribed and liked the video. But I hope you're good. I hope you're well. Having a grand old time with this big old 1-0 win so far. And this is Ashby down on that right-hand side. Slots it through for Bowen. There was maybe a hint of a side, but the referee says nothing to be done. Good ball back to Ashby. Tried to just pull it into the path of Scamacca, who was stood there. It was accurate, but there was a Viborg defender just stood directly in the way. West Ham again, just knocking on the door. Hello, who's there? We're seeing what we can do. Oh, sweaty back. It's one of the things. Now my back actually touches the chair. It's very sweaty. Didn't happen before. Now we're having that problem. Our father, who art in London, Charlie be their name. I don't know. Blasphemy, but I'm here for it. Thy West Ham card will be winning will be done in London as is in Manchester. Give us this day our daily goals and forgive us missed goals as those who scored against us. And lead us not into losses, but deliver us to victory. For they is the Hammers forever and ever. Woo. I back it. Bit blasphemous. Technically calling me God, but we'll back it. I'll back it. Did I go to a Catholic school? Should I back it? No, probably not, but screw it. We're there now. Hughes, thank you very much for the $5 for the full-time fund. Per goal tonight. Hopefully they really make me pay. Hughes, you don't I'm going to say this now. You do not have to do that. I'm just going to let you know now. You do not have to do that. Now, are we going to complain if you do? No, of course not, but you do not have to do that. Hughes, thank you very much for the £5, for the $5 even, for the full-time fund. Very much appreciated. Very, very kind of you. I'll lob you in the name at the top, of course. Along there with Mr. Chickster 12, who, of course, with double dono early doors. Thank you very much, Mr. Chickster. It's very kind of you. Thank you. Fortunately, I cannot. But listen, West Ham will do that for us with a big dub. That's the vibe I'm feeling today. West Ham will do it for us. Some nice passing play there into the path of Lanzini, who is a little bit further forward, collects it basically in the 10 role, lays it short to Skamaka, who's on the edge of the area. He can shoot from here, and he does. Save. Cornet on the follow-up. Can't quite get the touch, and he's going to get pulled back for offside anyway. Skamaka picks up the ball in a sort of slightly deeper position. He pulls off to the right-hand side as Cornet switches into the center, and he just has a little bit of space, and Skamaka can and will shoot from range. Pulls it back onto the edge of the area, onto his strong foot, hits a venomous strike, and it's not far enough away from the goalkeeper. It's a solid save in the end, but he can't keep his hands to it. And Cornet, he was there. He's in an offside position anyway. Can't quite get his foot around the ball. Can't quite get a solid connection on it into the back of the net. But he was offside anyway. But good early opportunities. Now all of a sudden, Skamaka is starting to get a bit of space, a bit of time on the ball. It's looking good. It's looking exciting. I'm feeling it. I'm vibing it. I'll do my best. I don't think I ever deliver, but I do my best. I have the feeling the player ratings will be spicy tomorrow regardless. Join Pain. Yeah, it was a good point. They have been very good recently, the player ratings. They've been very spicy. You know, when I sit and do the highlights video for the forum channel, they have been very, very spicy of like, you know, we put the Declan Rice one in on the Wednesday show on the forum channel. We put that sort of out there for all to see, and I'll tell you what, there's a bit of spice there for you. Flying in from the west coast of the US for 9 days. Hopefully catch the Villa game at Villa Park. Sadly, my granddad passed away, but we'll never forget watching West Ham versus Blackpool live with him. Well, incredibly sorry for your loss, Christian. That's a horrible thing to go through. Thankfully, hopefully, at least you'll have a good time when you come across here. And hopefully you get to see West Ham versus Villa. That will be a very exciting game, to be fair. But sorry for your loss. That is a horrendous thing to go through. I went through it myself last year, and it's not fun. It's not a fun thing at all. So, hope you and your family and everyone else are doing as well as you can in difficult circumstances. But hopefully when you come across and watch West Ham Villa, we have a grand old time and a big dub for you, mate. That's the hope anyway. That's the hope. Who's your favourite, Scott or me for our involvement? Both equal. You can't separate. Anyone separating Madman and Scott are braver men than I for a start, and also incorrect. There's some top tier content going on, and I'm not gonna sit here and try and tear it otherwise. Nice professional performance, and that's the fence I'm choosing to sit on. Nice professional performance, a good win, and no injuries will do nicely. That's the dream, Rob. That is the dream. Bowen goal, try to get him in form. Bit of that, would love that, you know. Played over the top there, just looking sort of vaguely towards Skamaka. I think it was more just a sort of clearance, and oh, that's beautiful. We'll take that. It was a sort of aimless punt, and Skamaka putting a Zailtel is how I'm going to say that one. Under just a mild bit of pressure. There was barely any, and he just completely and utterly missed it. So it was corner to West Ham under not even any pressure. Not even any pressure whatsoever. London Stadium filling up to probably just under half capacity. Bowen's going to take this one from the right-hand side. Ogbona's in there, Skamaka's in there, it's whipped in, palm down from the goalkeeper unconvincingly, and there was almost an opportunity there for West Ham again. No one could get on the end of it, and it's just hooked as far away as possible by Viborg. Ashby, the only person in our half, picks it up and lays it short to Coventry, but not confident from Viborg, I'll give you that much, not confident at all. Shame we can't see Downs. Coventry isn't a Premier League player, and Lanzini isn't up to much. Yeah, I would have liked to have seen Downs, but I'm not against it. I can't lie to you. I'm not against seeing Connor Coventry. I think he played well in preseason. I liked it. If I'm being honest, this is just purely on preseason as well. I think I preferred Coventry's performances in preseason than Downs. So I'm not against seeing him. I want to see where he can get to. Do I think he's a Premier League player yet? No, probably not. But you know, he's a youth player, and I'm willing to give him that time to try and grow to see what happens. One of the Viborg players is down after an awkward pass, and we're just going to let that go out for him because he's down, sort of looking quite uncomfortable. I'm not sure if that was the same. There was a Viborg player down about 5 minutes ago, and I'm not sure if it's the same one, but that looks like it might be the end of his game. We'll see how it goes. So the physios are coming on. You don't have to see it. You don't have to see it at all. Family says hi back. Come on, the Mayors. Let's go. Any idea where we finish this season? My gut says 8th. I don't know who's going to get 7th ahead of us, but my gut says 8th. We'll see. I haven't really thought about it, and I'll be honest with you, Zach. I've been able to get away with not saying, so I'm not sure. But my gut says 8th. Listen, again, Scott. I'm not. I've said this. I'm not separated. I'm not ranking the two. I'm not brave. I'm not brave. Favorite Lego set. I don't know. There's a Horizon Zero Dawn one that came out like a couple of months ago that I really want, but it's mad expensive, so I'm never going to own it. But it looks amazing. But I used to have this like police one as a kid, which was really cool. Don't remember what it was called. I got it from my uncle. When my uncle had to use it for my uncle. Yeah, that player has come off. AMB has Annie MB has come off for Guy. I'm gonna say. Yeah, no. He used it for his job. He had to have a Lego set for whatever he did for his job, and he gave it to me after when he didn't, because this was before he had kids. And so I had this really cool police Lego set I used to have when I was a kid that I loved. Had little police cars and little police motorbike and police station stuff. It was great. It was a grand old time. I'm just reminiscing now. Just reminiscing about Lego now, everyone. This is just the position that I'm in. The position that we're in. Watch. We're in. That's an interesting question. What is the mid-tier? What's the mid-tier for the Patreon? I'll tell you what, James, give me 2 seconds and I'll be able to tell you. I do actually have Patreon open. It's $5.50 a month. There you go. Lowest tier, of course, is £3. $5.50 a month. I can never remember because we've changed the system recently to 3 tiers. We used to have 4. We changed it to 3, and it's £10 a month for the top one. But yeah, $5.50 a month. I completely could not remember whatsoever. Patreon.com/HammersChat if you want to support the channel in that sense. Link in the description below. You get plenty of extra videos, including my stuff with Jack and Cal from Analytics United, 2 Spanners, 1 Hammer with myself and Ray, which in my opinion is the best shot on there, but that's just my opinion. You have the player rating series, you have the opposition prediction show, you've got the breakfast show for every match day mornings, the breakfast show. We've got the match day vlogs when we actually go. Mike, if you remember Mike from the forum channel, Mike on Monday, he is back. His first video went up today, which was very good. I would highly recommend you having a gander if you're ever had a look. And hey, if you go on the Patreon, you want to come on one of the shows, let me know. You can come on my podcast, 2 Spanners, 1 Hammer, if you're a patron for Hammer's Chat. Link in the description below. Viborg controlling the ball along the sort of halfway line, trying to put a big ball over the top. It ends up just being slow enough to where West Ham can react and get into a decent defensive shape, but Viborg maintain possession of the ball. They're in a good position here to either create some sort of opportunity from crossing, which they try to do over the top in front of everyone. It's going to be a goal kick. It was a good position. It was a good position from Viborg there. Down the right-hand side, they could have tried to maybe find a better cross into the box to get in and around our sort of area to maybe get a header in. They could have maybe worked a shot from range, one of the two. They were never going to break it down and get into the box. I don't really think I've seen enough from them to say they could do that. And at the same time, we don't tend to let the best teams do that, let alone Viborg. So, you know, it was a good opportunity, but the ball in the end was just a sort of lofted, sort of vague hit from range and not really very accurate cross, and it's going to be a goal kick. Ariola takes it huge hoof up the park, looking towards Skamaka, can't quite get there. And West Ham instantly lose possession of the ball. You love to see it. You love to see it. Oh, Stu, how are you, sir? Hope you're well. Good to see the new signings combined score. West Ham's open. I can see them having a really good partnership. I would love to see that, Stu. Everyone, if you haven't already, subscribe to Disabled Team. I was talking about it before Stu even turned up, but you should definitely subscribe to the Disabled Team. Yeah, it was really good to see it, actually, to be fair. Nice ball for all V-ball looking. It's an interesting one over the top there. Almost getting in, but Ariola comes out and reacts to it well. But there was a moment where it looked like V-ball might be in. They look to counter quickly here. West Ham potentially. Although I'm not going to lie, that speed is slowed down instantaneously. Yeah, no, it was nice to see him score. Nice to see him score. Skamaka, nice easy header, opening up his account. Cornet with a nice cross in. He's playing on the left-hand side, so he's looking at a more sort of traditional sort of wide player role where down the line, get the ball in with his strong foot. That's the side he's on, as opposed to cutting inside and shooting or anything like that. Kind of the way we've got it now, and I'm okay with that. We're playing in the sort of 4-2-3-1 more than the 4-3-3. Ariola does well to header that one away under pressure from Grot, I think is his name, or Groot. I'm not sure. People did try to tell me how to pronounce stuff, but I'm an idiot. Our ball retention in their final third is pretty poor. Yeah, I mean it's quite normal for West Ham, but you're not wrong. It's not the best. It's something we definitely need to work on in general. Big throw into the box from Viborg, trying to find maybe an opportunity. It was a nice flick on opportunity there. And number 4 looked like he was shaping for a shot, but Lanzini does well. And Cornet just big punt up the field, looking for Jared Bowen. He manages to come inside and collect it. Does well there to fight the Viborg player to collect the ball. Lays it short to Soufal. He's got Bowen on the inside of him. He's got Lanzini there as well on the underlap. Lanzini plays it across over the top, just too high over Skamaka and Souček, but Skamaka with a nice control. Lays it down on the right-hand side. Ashby just then passes it very far back, and even the crowd were not happy with that one. There was an opportunity where we had a lot of people in and around the area all of a sudden, and Ashby sort of looked up and went for the safe pass backwards, and even the crowd sort of went, oh. There was a moment where it felt like all of a sudden we were flying and there could be a good opportunity. That cross, a little bit lower. Souček was there. Skamaka was there, a little bit lower. If either of them were able to get their head on it, maybe we'd be 2-0 up, but just a bit too much. We're playing a very risk-averse game. We do, in general, play a very, very risk-averse game. But today we are really doing it. And it's notable because it feels like we could maybe be a little bit more extravagant given the opposition, given we're at home. It feels like maybe we could go for it, but we're not. We do tend to, whenever we see a little bit of adversity ahead of us in a 1v1, we don't tend to go for 1v1s at all. We tend to stop, turn around and pass it backwards again. And that's what happened there. And it's completely halted all momentum, but we still have the ball, but just in a much deeper area than we did. We're now sort of on the halfway line. Oh, nice little 1-2 though there between whoever it was and Lanzini, but Cornet just caught offside. There was a moment there. It was a very close moment there where it felt like it could happen, but not quite. Like I say, just a bit too risk adverse for me. I'd like us to go a bit more for it. Like I say, we're talking about our ball retention in the final third. It's like we're really good at keeping possession up until the final third, and then we just get terrified and go backwards every single time. And it's kind of is what it is. Dad says we'll finish 6th and loves these, enjoys the energy you bring. Well, thank you very much. Thank you very much, John. I appreciate that very much. I'm not saying we won't finish 6th. I think Man United will eventually get 6th. I think they'll get their act together and get there. There's nothing based on that. It's just vibes. But I think they will get 6th. And I don't know who I think will get 7th ahead of us. I haven't decided that yet, but yeah. Who would you choose, Emma Waterson or Danny Dyer? I don't know who Emma Waterson is. So I'm going to say Danny Dyer because I don't know who Emma Waterson is. Ask me again in the second half and maybe I'll Google it. We'll figure it out together. Yeah. Natasha got a lot of respect for West Ham. I like it when you win, except when you play against Liverpool. Fair. That's very fair. Well, we'll appreciate that. Any fans of any clubs, welcome. Ooh, long shot. Again, I think it's that same player. Or is it? No, that was Longwick, who takes a shot from range from Viborg. We were again just caught out passing it awkwardly around the sort of midfield area, and it would have to have been a better shot than that from that sort of range. It was very far away, 25, 30 yards out, something like that, from an awkward angle as well. It would have had to take an absolute barnstorm from there to go flying in. It was the passing. He sort of had the opportunity, and instead of stepping to him to stop any sort of shot, we sort of concertinaed back into that shape we always do and left him with all kinds of manner of space, and he decides to take the shot. I think Viborg have been told to, if you get an opportunity, just have a pop. Whether that's their usual tactic or whether that's just a thing for today, that's definitely what they have been doing. And the shots from range, they've not really been troubling us, if I'm being honest. Not really been troubling us. Now, Hermione from Harry Potter, that's Emma Watson. That's Emma Watson, right? It was Watson, wasn't it? Or am I crazy? Or am I mad? Am I mad? Is that what you said? Hang on, I'm scrolling. I see Emma Watson, not Watson. Emma Watson's the one who played my. But I know my Harry Potter actors vaguely. I know the main three. Oh, to be fair, meant Emma Watson. Oh, then Emma Watson. She's a G. She's an absolute legend. Shout out. Emma, if you're watching this, shout out. You're an absolute legend. Big ups. I just said big ups, Emma Watson. That's the thing. Chris, too kind, sir. Well done, Charlie. As always, get yourself a pint of stadium. You're going to have to donate a lot more than that to get a pint of stadium. But thank you very much. Very highly appreciated, Chris. You didn't have to do that whatsoever. $10 into the old full-time fund. It's very kind of you, sir. Very kind of you. But yeah, I'll shout out Emma Watson. Wodgy. Thank you, Chris. I appreciate it. That's very, very kind of you, sir. It's very kind of you. You didn't have to whatsoever. Like I say, let's be real about it. Very expensive in the stadium. Kevin Nolan's up in the stands next to Super David Moyes. He knows exactly what we need. Who seems to be writing down notes for Billy McKinley. I don't really know what the rules are surrounding banned from the. I don't know if he's allowed to be doing this. I assume he is. Obviously, he wouldn't be doing it. It feels kind of like a cheat to me, but still, whatever. Seeing Sam Allardyce used to do that before in the first half of every game anyway, before he joined us. So, just an odd situation. Just an odd situation. Never seen it. But again, terrible watching anything. Another long-range shot from Viborg again. Sorry, from Viborg again. This time it's Zanruik from the right-hand side, picks up the ball, puts it onto his stronger left foot. I assume it's his stronger foot because he crossed with it last time. And it's just a shot from range. That one again straight into Areola. But the best one so far. Again, they are just looking for those opportunities to just take a pot shot from range, just get any opportunity. And they're going for it. You got to respect it. Harry Potter 1 Weasley. Oh, Olivia, how are you going to do this to me? Well, when I had the hair and the glasses, which I do need glasses, I just don't wear them on shows, and my hair was at the same length of sort of OG Harry. I used to get called Harry a lot. So I feel like I should pick Harry. However, he said to me I could be friends with one of them. It's obviously going to be wrong. Can't say anything else, can you? I'm going to say 7th, but still scared of Man U and their chem, but with the likes of Bowen and Rice, if they were shot, we'll stay in Europe. I'll back that. Like I say, I think Man United will end up finishing above that, but I would agree with you. I would agree with that. And what's going on, Dr. John Watson? Is John Watson the Sherlock Holmes? John Watson? Yeah, that's John Watson, is it? Then Emma Watson. Shout out. Dr. John, appreciate your writing, sir. But we're going to go Emma this time. We're going to go Emma, but an excellent question, James Gon. Who's more attractive, Geo or Gonzo? See Gonzo in that. She sees Gonzo in that vest. See Gonzo in that vest. I don't know, P. I don't know. There's a you know. I think West Ham will easily be above Man United. I think that's the sort of general consensus most people have at the moment. My gut would say still they'll finish above us, but I think that's fair. I met Kieran Knightley. Awfully polite. I would hope so. I would hope so. Can't act like you'd hear horror stories, but you would hope so. And I love to hear that. You love to hear that. And there is the halftime whistle. The halftime score here is West Ham United 1, Viborg 0. And not the most exciting game you're ever going to see in your life. We can't act like it is. But being honest about, there was a wipe there. BT Sport just hitting a quick side wipe. Very exciting. You can't act like it really was the most exciting thing in the world, but realistically, we'll take that. We're not against it. We're not mad about it, A solid performance where I think we have been the better team. As the last sort of 5 minutes or so, they did get a couple of opportunities where they could sort of take shots from range, but it really was only shots from range they were having. I felt like that was maybe even a waste on their behalf. I felt like they could have and maybe should have worked their way into a box, worked their way into a crossing opportunity, try and do something with it. Although, to be fair, crossing against us is never super effective, but with Ben Johnson, the centre back, why not do it? But instead of that, we sort of held deep and they went for those long shots, and we weren't really troubled by any of them. One of them was on target and it went straight in the hands of Alphonse Areola. I'm not keen to continuously concede shots from that sort of area, but to be honest with you, it wasn't that deep. It wasn't that deep. For me, in terms of performance, I think we've been all right. I think we've been the better team. We've not shown it consistently. We've not dominated them. There were times where we completely dominated them, but it wasn't a complete and utter blitzing of a performance. But to be honest with you, I will take a boring professional dub every day of the week. That's not too deep for me. Just tell her I think she's a G, Jeff. Just tell her I think it's G. Geo, how are you feeling about that performance?
Performance. I think we're doing enough. I was hoping for a bit more of an assertive performance, probably from us in the first 45. I think we're offering them too much encouragement. I think they're starting to I think they've been feeling their sort of way into the game a little bit, and we're almost saying you can have the ball 25 yards out, and they're starting to take long range efforts and stuff. So I'd have liked to have seen a bit more from West Ham, if I'm being honest with you. Result, happy with the result. Performance, I'm a bit nervous, if I'm honest with you.
I think Mitch is saying being good, what you want about. I think I'm not sitting here thinking we've been a 7 out of 10, 8 out of 10, 9 out of 10. But I think we have, for the most part, controlled the game. I think it's been our game, and they've attacked. When they've attacked, they've not committed too many people forward, and I think their manager has very clearly told them to be like, if you get a chance, just take a shot. If you get a sighting, just take a shot, which kind of suits us. Because, to be honest with you, not many of them have been that scary. There's been that one which sort of went on target that was straight into the hands of Areola. Now, you don't want to continuously keep conceding those because there's only a matter of time before one of them is actually quite a good shot and all it takes is one to go in. But I think by and large, I'm not saying we've been incredible, but I think we've been good enough to get a win here. And that's kind of the vibe. It's not exciting. It's not thrilling, but it is what it is. I think if we had my bigger complaint is that we just don't have. We're being very West Ham under David Moyes and having not much adventure in not much excitement in that final third. We tend to just, if there is ever an opportunity where we get into that area and there's the slight bit of adversity, there's a player there, we will just turn and pass it back. There was the Harrison Ashby one, even the crowd all sort of went, oh, when he passed it back when Skamaka had received the ball when it was overhit and everything. That comes up quite a lot where we have an opportunity where I feel like against this opposition, we could maybe put it on them a little bit more and go for it a little bit more. And we don't tend to take that opportunity. That's a bit frustrating, but really that's my only massive complaint. And like I say, I wouldn't want to keep conceding these long shots, but if we're going to concede a shot, it might as well be a punt from range. I don't know.
Well, I don't mind lack of adventure, Charlie, as long as we are then in what I would consider complete control of the game. I don't think they were neither, though. I don't think we're providing a cutting edge, and I don't think we are in control of the game per se. I think we've kept them at arm's length, but I do think, Coventry a couple of times been physically bullied off the ball. I think we've had some real sloppy passing. Most of that one from Lanzini was shocking. Just rolled it back to them, and then they were on the counter-attack. It's just, I expected more from us. I expected us to be a little bit... There's one or two players out there I think are having a good game, but I think there's one or two players out there that are not particularly playing great, and given the level of opposition as well, with the greatest of respect to them, I think I expected a bit more from us in that first 45. I'm hoping that maybe half-time we can calm our nerves a little bit, because I do think we have looked a little bit nervy, and just ramp up that enthusiasm. The worst thing is when we press, we're forcing them back with it, and then we just stop pressing and say, actually, you can have it now, and then they start coming back up the pitch with the ball a little bit, and it's a bit frustrating because I guess the problem is when we pass, we give it to the keeper, and he goes long, and that Grot boy up front is absolutely massive. He's dominating Ogbonna physically as well, but then on the deck, they're outpacing Ben Johnson, so they can go high or they can keep it on the deck and possess a threat. I am not sitting comfortably as a West Ham fan at halftime. I will say that. I think I'm a little bit nervous. Do you know what I mean? What's that Tom Skinner meme that goes around? I don't get nervous, but I'm beginning to shake a little bit. You know, I think that's about me at halftime, if I'm honest with you. I expected a more comfortable, not necessarily 45. The first 10, 15, I sat there thinking, all right, I was expecting this from them, this enthusiasm, the coming at us kind of thing. And then we started to grow into the game a bit and started knocking around. I thought, here we go. But then we just, I don't know, it felt like, I just expected a bit more. I wanted it to be clearly obvious which side was the Premier League side out there, and I don't think it has been. Now, I do think them being the complete underdogs helps them as well. All the pressure's off them and stuff. But it doesn't matter. We've got a £35 million. I mean, good goal it was, good cross too. But I just expected more. I want to see more in the second half. So this second goal is crucial. We need to just get that second one quick as well, because they're going to come out at it in the second half. They're still going. They're 1-0 down, but it's not dented the enthusiasm or anything. So we need to get this game under control quick.
That's a good shout. I'll disappear for a second before I do. Not that I disagree with this comment. I just quite like it. Poochek. I don't even necessarily agree with it. You know me. I do like Thomas Suchek. I just quite enjoy the term pooch. I just think it's funny. All right. Enjoy yourself. I'll be back in a minute.
Right. Let's see what you're all saying in the live chat. You've heard enough from me and Charlie. Let's see what you're all saying. Jordan says Bonham is a positive from this half, whereas Colm is saying that Bowen's luck has ran out. Ian says our midfield should be bossing the game. Suchek, Lanzini under par. Agree with myself. Commentary is not strong enough. Darren is not a big Benrahma fan. Thought he had his best game against Forest. He should be brought on. Yeah, I do agree. We need a goal. He's the one at the minute, isn't he? It'd be interesting to see what we do for the Brighton game. I will say that. Ralph isn't sure what Suchek's doing. He would like to see him taken off the pitch, whereas Martin thinks Ashby's been very poor. Get Zuma on and Johnson on the right, Sufal on the left. Alfie says, returning to a boring team to watch. Used to be the best team. Everybody wanted to see a good game. Major says, Bo needs to buck up or he won't be going to the World Cup. Whereas Andrew says, too much sideways and backwards passing. West Ham not tight enough when they had possession. And we should attempt more direct balls to Skamaka. He needs more touches to gain confidence. Deadly says that, you know the saying, all the gear, no idea. We have the opposite. All the ideas, but no rotate into it. Oh, that's tickled me, that one. Robert says passes to feet, not an attack transition in front of the front man. Ian says we're giving them too much respect. If I was a fan of Viborg, I wouldn't have much to complain about. I agree with that latter one. 5 subs are having plenty of substitutions in this game, so there's no excuse really. Moyes can strengthen. If Moyes wants to take this game as serious as possible, he does a sub at halftime. Takes Lanzini off and he puts on Benrahma or he puts on Mikel Antonio. He makes a statement to the game, to West Ham fans. Says, look, this is how serious I am. I'm doing a real attacking change here. I'm putting on one of my attackers, or getting somebody off who's been under par in there. Later on, I'd imagine he probably wants to see Thilo Kehrer on the pitch. I'll be honest with you. I think defensively, I think we've looked a little bit suspect from their, not even counter-attacks, just when they play that 20-yard pass through ball and they try and out-sprint our defenders. I think they are out-sprinting us. The fact is, Areola's had to come off his line to the edge of his 18-yarder maybe on 3 occasions and get the ball. And if he doesn't get it, it's one of their players that's getting there. One of them was really close. It's concerning me how it looks quite easy. They're cutting our back forward open. Like I said, it's not worked yet. They've not had a striker get on the end of one of those through balls. So I think it's a question of when and not if. And I think it's more down through Ashby and Johnson's side. But saying that, O'Bonnell's not exactly running back either. I don't know who's at fault exactly, but that through ball's worrying me a little bit now. Shizzle says this is like the Brighton game. You expect the team to rise to the occasion, but we don't show up. Dan says this is their cup final. We're 1-0 up without breaking a sweat. Stop being so negative. All right. Calm down, Darren. I get his point, though. We are 1-0 up, but I just expect a bit more. So there's Mikey, though. Mikey says being flat was expecting a bit more oomph. Some of these players here are playing for places, but it's not awful. That's me. I think we're meh. Is Souček tired or rubbish? He's not great. He's not great today, is he? Mike Simon gets 7 subs. Oh, I should have known that. I thought it was only 5. Every day's a school day and all that. Carmen says a boost of energy in this game would be nice. Elbow says we look very comfortable. Ogbonna looks okay. 3-0 West Ham. GTA says Coventry has been weak and Ben Johnson has been poor. Well, Fraser thinks Corney looks good. York thinks Souček was a one-season wonder. Should be dropped for Downs or Coventry in the future. Lewis said it must feel like a friendly with lack of crowd and opposition. We need to pick it up. Harry says we look awful. James would like to see Ben Rama come on for Lanzini, Fornals for Coventry, and Antonio for Jared Bowen, where Steve doesn't think we've seen too much of Coventry. Stevie B, a different Steve. Stevie B says Souček, Lanzini, and Bowen have all been poor this season, plus Fornals, which is quite worrying, as they're all in the first team. Iron says he thinks Ashby's done okay, a bit sloppy, but looks lively. He does correct it. He didn't mean lively. Do you know something? I thought that too. I know I've seen a lot of people criticise Ashby, and I think he has been a sloppy on a couple of occasions, and I think he's a bit perhaps over-enthusiastic. He's tried the same ball 3 times now, hasn't he? Trying to get it between their fullback and centre-back and get Skamaka in behind. It's not worked. All 3 of them have been cut out pretty easily. But I think he's looked okay, actually. I think there's worse players out there in a West Ham shirt. I think he's looked fine. Logan thinks Cornet's already done enough to start against Brighton. Probably didn't have to do much, though, Logan, did he? But yeah, it's a good assist from him. Looks a bit dangerous. Would like to see him get a bit more. Jordan says our wingers play like inverted forwards. Our wing backs are not confident in getting forward, hence probably look clueless in the final third. Ionic said the team we're competing with in the Prem will be whipping this side. Why are we so poor? I mean, I get your point, but I've seen plenty of upsets with sort of bigger teams in West Ham and European football over the years. We all have. So it's a difficult game, as Darren said. It's sort of a cup final for them. They are enthusiastic. They want it. You can see how much they want it. Harry saying the 11 should have done this, yet we're so much backwards and sideways. Judas thinks we're always better in the second half. Let's see what you're all saying. Lord said we're a negative bunch. We always are, aren't we? We're always a negative bunch, Lord. It's built in us. Trev says Johnson is just not a centre-back. Jake would like to see a Kerr coming on. And Trev says we're going to get 3. Laura saying Souček's been played on a 3, which he never does. That's why. Dr. Fuzzy says, happy with the goal, but expecting a bit more in the second half. Bowen looks a little lost. Hopefully he picks up his game. Do you know something? I'll be honest with you. I thought Bowen started all right, actually. He had that, he ran into the space, cut inside. Unsure if it was a cross or a shot, whatever it was, but it looked like a dangerous ball. Would you not agree? There's been a couple of times where he's beat his man to like a 50-50. He's got there in front of him. There was at one point, though, I have to admit, I was a bit worried. Maybe around the 20th minute, 25th minute, I'm guessing here. So there was a bit of a race on between him and his man, and he got beaten pretty comfortably, and he started holding his groin area. Obviously, he's carried on since then. I don't know if he was pretending he felt something, and that's why he was beaten, but I actually thought he was looking a bit better than the previous 2 games, Bowen. He can still go higher. He can still do better. But I think Jarvid's done better than what he did against Forest and City anyway. I mean, it's difficult not to, isn't it? Right, that's what you're all seeing. Gary says we should press them more urgent. Need Ben Rama on for Lanzini. Skamaka's movement is awesome. Errol thinks we've got no legs in midfield. Lanzini, poor, was expecting more from Coventry, and Ashby is a big chance for him under David Moyes. Rich thinks the pace of the game will suit Ben Rama. Right, let's see what you're all saying. Yes, Moyes has been taking notes of the Kevin Nolan, and the tea lady's been getting involved. Did you see her? David Moyes was writing these notes out, and she was just there, just browsing. She wasn't speaking or nothing. I know she was just waiting for Moyes to finish up and then ask him a question. But the tea lady was just casually just taking a little look at what David Moyes was writing down. Maybe she was getting involved. Maybe she didn't send Dave me here. He's not doing it.
I love that idea. The tea lady, Dave, mate, come on. A bit like I don't know if you saw the women's Euro final But you know, when the German player came on with the
note
with the notes, and all the England players were just like looking. I don't know who Lanzini's come off for.
Fornals.
Did hear
Fornals has come on for Lanzini. Now I'm going to disappear, my friend, and leave you to it.
Thank you very much. Enjoy yourself. Hopefully, big dubs, and see you at full time, ladies and gentlemen. If you want to hear more of someone actually knows what they're talking about, I would recommend you stick around to full time, because him and Geo and Gonzo even makes it sound like I was saying Geo doesn't know. Will be back discussing the game in detail. But yes, Pablo Fornals is coming on for Manuel Lanzini. Probably the correct decision. Like I say, I'm quite calm, because I think I guess I look at it and I don't know how many more gears Viborg have to go through to be able to step up in this one. And I think we have this sort of the capacity to really have a go at this. Will we? I don't know. I'm hoping for a slightly more exciting second half, a slightly more energetic second half, and all of that sort of good stuff. If you haven't already subscribe, hit the bell notification button, because we're the only channel last year who did a watch along for every single West Ham game. On top of that, like the video while we're here. 400 is the goal, but we are already at 415. So let's try and hit that 500, because we couldn't quite manage it during the game time at the weekend. We couldn't quite hit that 500. We got very close. So let's try and smack that like button. Let's try and get to that 500. Let's try and smack it. I've said that out loud now, and we'll see how it goes. But ladies and gentlemen, we are back. It is West Ham United 1, Viborg 0 at the London Stadium. Europa Conference League tie about to get back underway. Second half, 4 now to take kickoff, and we're away. Come on, let's go. Let's go. A boring 1-0 victory I would take, just as long as we get the win. But honestly, a bit of excitement. A bit of excitement would be exciting. Exactly a second. Do you know what I mean? Just a bit of vibes, Natasha. Dreams of Pablo fornication, indeed. Indeed, this is a good opportunity for Viborg straight off the gate. They're getting down the right-hand side, try to cross it in, but Kofau gets good block. Now West Ham collect the ball and try to work it away. Nice ball by Pablo Fornals, just cross-field, getting into Ashby. He can stride forward into acres of space ahead of him, flies all the way into their half, lays it short to Jarrod Bowen. He's got Souček on the inside, decides not to go for it. And we end up passing it across the back. I don't know where this has come from, but I'm all about smack that. All on the floor, smack that. Give it some. I don't know. Oh, Skamaka maybe? Is that where it's coming from? I don't know where it's come from, but I'm here for it. I'm here for it. I can't lie. Passing it over to the left-hand side now. Soufal with the ball. So Fornals has gone straight into that sort of. It's a positional swap. Is the exact same. So we're not seeing Bowen or Cornet or anything going into that central. That's a nice through ball for Viborg, and Grot gets there, and Areola comes out and collects it well. But that was a good opportunity out of nowhere for Viborg. They just collect the ball, and there's just a little bit of lackadaisical nature from West Ham. No one is sort of on a commentary, not even getting remotely close to where what looks like should be his man to try and pick that one up. And the through ball is very nice, and Grot tries to get there. And Areola does well to get there with his feet. But that's a ball forward quickly. And Cornet offside had the ball for a minute. Smack that. Oh, smack that. Get on the floor. Okay, thank you. That's where it came. What happens, Logan, is I say things and then I do not concentrate. I don't remember at all. It just sort of happens and it goes. Smack that. He's going to score. Smack that. Oh, yes, Christian. Now we're talking. Never happened, bless, but now we're talking. He'll put in for smack that. Oh, I'd be here for it. No one's picking up this chant apart from me, but I don't care. We're going for it. Yeah, so Fornals has picked up that sort of central attacking midfield position, that 10 position. So Cornet's not in the centre, Bowen's not in the centre, nothing like that. Soufal trying to get forward but can't manage it. He ends up charging back and winning the ball back and winning. Oh, and losing a free kick somehow, I think. Don't really know how that's happened, but, you know, it is what it is. That was a really weird noise. I don't know if any of you are watching the BT Sport feed, but I just heard a fly go directly past the mic, and it was with headphones on. That was the weirdest sensation. Unless there's one in the room somewhere, it was like right by my ear. That was really odd. Skamaka on the ball with a little cheeky back heel, looking for Cornet under pressure from two people in the corner. He didn't really have much other options. It was a nice idea, but doesn't work out, and Viborg can come away with the ball. Again, this is another opportunity there where we could be pressing a little bit more. We just it's what Geo says. We just sort of let them have the ball in those areas. We press them back, and then we don't try to win the ball from them. We just sort of don't want them near our half. We're just sort of scared of them. And I'm not saying that's a Viborg. Oh my God, Ogbono with a robust challenge, sliding in from behind on I think it was Grot. I think is who it was. Groot, I think they just said, which is probably less offensive. This is probably less offensive than me saying Grot, but still, we'll go with Groot. Ogbono come flying in from behind. Yeah, it's one of those ones where I look at it and I think we could maybe try and win the ball off them, but instead, and it's not a Viborg specific tactic. We do it against everyone, but it's like a sort of just get away, stay away, and it's kind of frustrating. It's kind of frustrating because I feel like we could maybe be a little bit more adventurous and gun for it, but we just don't. It's going to be a free kick in a fairly decent area for Viborg in a sort of crossing position. You're not going to shoot and score from there unless you're Dimitri Payet. It's way, way, way too far out. So you're going to try and get a ball in and around the box. Not a bad ball in, but headed away by Thomas Souček. For a second, he looked a bit like Craig Dawson, and I got excited. But it's not happening. Jared Bowens picks up the ball on the halfway line. Can't quite get around that last Viborg defender. Ball came flying out, and he got control, and he tried to just tap it around the defender. Couldn't quite get there. It was just a split, just an inch off there. Slightly quicker Bowen, and he gets that. Can understand why Moyes doesn't usually... It's one of those things where I understand it. I disagree with it, but I get it. There's a risk-adverse nature to it. And when you have something to play for, like European football or relegation, trying to survive, for example, putting your faith in a young player is a lot. A game like today, honestly, I wouldn't be against it. We're looking for maybe a bit of energy and dynamism, someone who looks like they're going to want to step up and take this game sort of by the scruff of the neck. And I wouldn't be against maybe bringing on a Chesters, an Okoflex, someone who is just going to pick up the ball and go with it, I wouldn't necessarily be against that. But I understand his risk-adverse nature. I just disagree with it, especially when it comes to youth, because I think, nicely done by West Ham. Couldn't quite get there. It was nice, though. Ball came into Pablo Fornal's first time passing around the back for Jared Bowen. It was just slightly too far ahead of him. The idea was nice. It almost happened. Yeah, just a little bit too far ahead of him. A little bit too far ahead of Bowen on that one from that pass. Nice idea. That's better. That's better to Cornet. And there's a good opportunity. He pulls it back. Sort of in and not really close to anyone. A shot from range. Ooh. That was a better shot than I was expecting to see from Harrison Ashby. He just sort of hits it. There's a shoot shout from the crowd. The original ball down the left-hand side. Cornet picks it up, dribbles it into the area, pulls it back into a sort of a good position, but no one there. And Harrison Ashby collects it at the far side, takes a touch to sort of steady himself, and then just outside the area, hits a good shot and ends up being palmed over by Viborg. And it's going to be a corner to West Ham. Out on the right-hand side, Johnson's in there annoying the goalkeeper and defender. He's going to get pulled up by the referee for it. Referee just giving the boys the what for. You can't be touching each other, that sort of stuff. Very sad times for us. Played in, though, from the right-hand side. Bowen to take it. Whipped in, looking for Bonner, maybe just a little bit over the top of him, and Souček at the far post, not there. And it's going to be another corner. Another corner, this time out on the left-hand side, opposite side. Ogbono in there, Souček in there. Large gentlemen indeed, with their big old heads. And they're on it. Maybe the stadium is probably about half full, to be fair to it. 4 now to take. No is the answer to that one. Straight at the first man, straight at that near post, but cleared away, and it's going to be another corner yet again. He hits him. He has a strike on him. I'll give you that. He has a strike on him. We have not, Natasha. We have not. Whipped in by Fornals into that exact same position again. If ever it was clear that we had a tactic to go to the front post, puts it into the exact same position twice in a row. Neither of them work. But, you know. Okay, then. Yeah, it was a decent dig. I can deal with that. How important do you place the Conference League as a West Ham fan? I put it quite high. I want us to win this. I would quite happily, if we had a genuine shot at winning this. If you said to me, would you rather get top? It's difficult because we're at an interesting stage in our development where we could potentially press for European football every season to some extent. If we're looking to be that sort of 7th best team, pushing for 7th best every sort of season, that sort of should be the goal. Poor from Viborg there, and Bowen's going to be almost a recipient. Skamak almost got in there, couldn't quite make it work. We're looking good though, looking good in the last sort of 5-10 minutes. We're looking better. Putting him on the sword a little bit, putting him under a bit more pressure. Bit of energy. Commentators saying potentially because of Fornals with the energy and stuff. I can see it. We're in an interesting position in our development where we could be aiming to try and get some form of European football every season, and that should kind of be the goal. I like the Europa Conference League. I can't lie. People who poo-poo it, I'm for it. Extra money, extra reputation for players coming in, and also, to be honest with you, I like facing teams like Viborg. I like facing European sides. I think it's fun. I love it too. I love it a lot. So I want to see us get it again. So it's difficult. It's like in order to make this competition worth sacrificing league position to some extent, you would have to say we'd have to win it. Cornet down the left-hand side. Little Jink plays it in instead. Can't quite get it in on his weaker right foot there. It was a nice idea, but he managed to get a second opportunity at it. Viborg can't get it away. So this time lays it short instead of trying to cross the ball. Fornals back out to Sufal. Well, that's not bad. Crossing in the header from Skamaka. Can't quite get too much power on it. Not quite there. I think it was Skamaka. It might be Suchek actually. Whipped in. Yeah, it was Suchek. Can't quite get the power on it. Would have been a sensational header to try and get that in from us, right? So you have to ask yourself, like, I really would quite like Conference League again. I would really quite like Europa League again. But the only way that happens is in the Conference League is if we win it. Now, do we have a better opportunity at winning the Conference League than we do getting 7th? I think the argument is probably yes. And you win the Conference League, you get into Europa League next season. So I would like to see us go out and win this. This is probably up there in terms of importance. I don't know exactly where I would put the levels, but I would put it very high. I would put it very, very high. Don't actually know. I missed it completely. I apologize, Dave. I was busy doing it. I was busy in the beginning before the show. I was late and everything, so I have no idea. I missed it completely. That's very harsh, Gary. That's very harsh. I mean, I am admittedly a Pablo Fornals fanboy, so I shall recuse myself from the conversation because I love him and I think he's an incredible player. But Division 2 is very harsh. He's not that. Let's be fair. Let's be fair. Don't know why I'm talking like that. Let's be fair. Ooh, nice ball down the line, but Skamaka. They're sort of just holding out there, Viborg. They're sort of got decent positions, and we're sort of we're just not. We're not putting it on them enough, and situations like there where we sort of get a little bit impatient and try and play a sort of chipped through ball around the back for someone like Skamaka to get onto, just slightly straying offside, frustrating. Should be better. There's a good pressing from Viborg. bit of wayward passing at the back from West Ham, and all of a sudden we're in a little bit of bother. People pressing us a little bit, but they've done on West Ham. They've just let us have the ball. So there you go. Thank you for that. I think when if you're looking at a sort of direct comparison between the two, I would say so. Yeah, I would say so. And I think we look better since he's come on as well. But I'm not willing to say that's down to him. But you understand what I'm trying to say. That's hopefully what Skamaka will be. That's the hope. That's the dream. That's the dream. Big ball over the top from looking again towards Cornet, but just easily taken down by Viborg. Again, I just feel like we could and maybe should be putting it on them. I think back to the Europa League stages early last year, the sort of group stage games where we came up and we really did dominate. There were some boring professional ones, especially towards the end of the group stage. There were some boring professional performances, which we're fine with. But those early ones, we blitzed teams. We really came at them and really put it on them. We were dynamic, we were pressing, we were harrying, we were doing everything really well. And we just haven't seen that today. It's not, again, I don't think it's been the worst performance, but I don't think it's been a particularly good one either. I would say it's been fine maybe overall. Viborg trying to find their way in with the number 19 left-footed, trying to turn left and right, find his way onto his stronger foot or maybe a way in, and Viborg player goes down. Referee says no foul. Fornals finds Skamaka, who drops deep, lays it out to Harrison Ashby. Nice idea. We need him to get forward now. Ashby stops, turns, places it sideways to Souček. Coventry, West Ham, very, very square passing lanes. That's one of the things that always frustrates me about us. Very square passing. It's very much just whoever's directly in front of you passes forward 5 yards or to the side 5 yards. Not much invention. And when those balls over the top do come in, they're not great. Out to Soufal this time. That was a better pass though. Out to this left-hand side. Fornals finds Cornet. Oh, that's really nice. Into the path of Soufal, who the flag was up in the end, and Viborg manages to stop it. But it was a really nice part. It all of a sudden just opened up. Fornals finds Cornet, who just stops it, controls, giving a little bit of space, and then lays it through to Soufal nicely, who it was well defended in the end. And West Ham maybe would have had possession of the ball, but he was offside. Take Corn off and get Said on. I'd be tempted to take Bowen off and put Said on, Shift Cornet over to the right-hand side, put it in a position where he can maybe cut inside with his stronger foot and go for sort of the central areas, get Said doing the same thing, get the sort of fullbacks overlapping with Ashby and Soufal, maybe getting a bit more energy, a bit more dynamism, because right now it's all very predictably square from us, and I'd quite like to see us maybe do a little bit of that. So I'd be tempted to, and Bowen's not particularly put in a performance where I think he's untouchable. I think he's been better than he has been of late, but even so, nowhere near his usual levels. And I would take Bowen off. I'd put Cornet on the right, and then bring a side in on the left, maybe. Just get a bit more dynamism involved. Long throw from Viborg, deep. It was sort of into that sort of corner long throw territory. Skamaka heads it away. They're going to get another throw in here. Exactly what Scott's saying. West Ham are coming away with the ball. It was a little bit scrappy, but we're not going to complain. I will complain, though, against the sort of aimless punt upfield, although Cornet does well to get the control. He's got Fornals inside of him. Skamaka's on the far side, potentially calling for it. West Ham manages to pass their way all the way back into their own half to try and get the ball forward, which is very counterintuitive, but we're there now. Out on this left-hand side, guess what? Guess what we're going to do now, guys? We're out. We've had the ball on the right. Oh, no, maybe a bit more. Oh, there's a bit of dynamism going on, cross into the box. Ashby wasn't a bad idea, trying to get it in there. Skamaka just didn't read it correctly and couldn't get his run onto it. Not a bad idea. All of a sudden, a little bit of dynamism. It felt very predictable there. It felt like, look, we were on the left-hand side. We worked it very slowly all the way out to the right-hand side. It looked like we were going to work it all the way back again. But a little bit little bit of incisive passing, and we had a little opportunity there. Ooh, Tilo Kira is about to be coming on for West Ham, which is very exciting. Just heard that in the old eardrums. Wonder who. Sounds like Ben Rama as well, potentially. I wonder who they're going to be coming on for. Like I said, I would be tempted to take Bowen off and put Ben Rama on. Don't know about Kira. We'll see. Johnson, maybe. Bowen picks up the ball, hits it from range. Oh, Jared Bowen. Oh, my God. Maybe he can play football again. Jared Bowen picks up the ball, turns round, and goes straight for goal. Drives it from range right into that bottom corner. Does a bit of this, which suggests he knows people are criticizing him. I'd maybe put into performances before you get a bit bold, Jared, mate. But very, very nice finish. 2-0, and maybe a little bit of breathing room for West Ham there. Souček lays the ball into Bowen. It's a little bit lucky he gets to him, but he drives into the sort of towards the D. There's a defender there who's sort of coming across to him, but before he can get there, it's slotted home very nicely from range. Very, very nicely from range. Fair play. 2-0. You love to see it. A very good strike from Jared Bowen there. Again, a little bit of this which suggests maybe he knows that people are talking about it, but maybe just put the ball in the net more often, mate. Maybe people aren't talking about it. Did he actually? Let's go. Love that. Good to see. Good goal from Jared Bowen there. So Kera, Antonio, and Saeed Benrahma all coming on. Cornet, Skamaka, and I'm not sure who the last one is. It would be Ogbonna, I believe. We'll have a double substitution coming in from them, Mortimer and Sodergaard coming on for Lundwijk and Liemans. Mortimer, who's the player who came through Barcelona's academy, I was told, by Gatesy from Forge from Iron. And we had a conversation about it on the old Addicts group chat. So Ogbonna does make his way for Kera in the end. 65 minutes. You have to... It's probably the correct decision, given him time. He's looked all right, though, to be fair, Ogbonna. He's not looked bad. Elsewhere, we have Saeed Benrahma coming on, I think, for Jared Bowen. It is. He gets his goal and goes straight off. Fair play. Do you know what? Fair enough. We'll respect it. Let's be real. He's not had the best of games. He's not had the worst of games. He's played worse, better than usual. But he's on now. On comes Saeed Benrahma, exactly what I would suspect it would be. And then final substitution, Skamaka off, Mikhail Antonio on. There we go. Big changes. So I think Cornet is staying on. I think we'll see. We'll see whether or not they change sides, what they do. He did score very easily. He's clearly got the talent. It just is what it is. Picked up the ball and just some touches towards the D, drives in, hits it from range. It's a really, really nice finish from Jared Bowen. A really nice finish. From that sort of range, just sort of power it into the bottom corner like that. It's beautiful stuff. But, what can you do? It does look like exactly what we were talking about has happened, by the way. Cornet seems to have taken up his position on the right-hand side and Saeed Benrahma on the left. Interestingly, Fornals, maybe it was just, Ogbonna off, Skamaka off, Bowen off, Benrahma on, Antonio on, Kera on. Right, sweet. Oh, that's nicely done by Cornet instantaneously, and then taken down on the halfway line. That's going to be that's a professional foul. That's a yellow card. Easy as you like. That's a yellow as long as the day is short. I've said a lot of words there, and none of them made much sense. But Cornet nicely just skips past one and goes driving past. Interestingly, there was a little moment there where Connor Commentary seemed to step forward, which maybe suggests we're back into playing the 4-3-3 we were playing against Forest, which would be good to see. I think would be beneficial for us. I'll see what happens, but potentially. Mads Sodergaard, who I think didn't he just come on? And just receive a yellow straight away for a professional foul? Fair enough. Oh, Hughes, a man of his words. Fair play. Again, you don't, very kind of you. You do not have to do, but $5. Thank you very much. You did not have to do that whatsoever, sir. That's very kind of you. Let me put your name in the thing. Man of his word. Thank you very much, sir. That's very kind of you. You didn't have to whipped into the box. Header. And Viborg score. And the away fans go wild. He's waving across them to cheer him up. It was a ball in from the left-hand side. It felt just sort of floated in, and straight away, Kira has conceded. I'd like to see. It was his area, but I want to see the goal a little bit more accurately because I didn't really see it too much. But an unreal cutaway. I shouldn't laugh because it's West Ham, but the cutaway to David Moyes and Kevin Nolan just looking just despondent. The ball in. Yeah, it's not bad. The ball in is sort of, it's not bad, and then the back post, the Viborg player comes flying in between round the back of Soufal, who just does no clue he's there, flying in. That's a great header, just knocks it down. Beautiful stuff. It's 2-1. Very, very good goal. As simple as you like, if we're being honest. More simple than Bowen's if you're being real about it. It's about as simple and basic a goal you're going to concede as possible, but it was well done. It was well done. Shouldn't have been that easy. Should be nowhere near that easy, but it is a goal and it's 2-1. And all of a sudden, that little bit of energy we had, what felt like coming off the second goal with the subs, it felt like we had a little bit of energy, Cornet skipping past. It felt like there was a moment there where we had a little bit of a rise, and they've come straight up the other end and scored. Kufal didn't even know he was there, mate. He did. Don't get me wrong. He was about 8 miles above Kufal, but he didn't even know he was there. Free kick to Viborg, whipped into a dangerous position, but easily kept hold of from Ariola that time. Yeah, I think I was a bit premature with the Tilo. It was in Tilo's area, but it wasn't his fault at all. He was marking someone else who was underneath, and then the guy comes from straight behind. Antonio can't get onto the end of that. He comes from straight behind Soufal, who has no clue he's there. So you're looking at the man who has to pick up. You're either looking at Ben Rama in that area, or you're looking at Soufal. Probably Soufal as the guy. It wouldn't be Kera's position at all. Nice long crossfield diag, big cheeky chunky diag from Viborg, looking to whip it in from that area again. They found something that works, and they're just going to hammer it into the ground, which is probably the correct decision from them. Making this harder than we need to. Making this a lot harder than we need to. They always are, Lewis. It frustrates me to no end how glacially slow we are. Just non-stop, just passing it into the same ways, just flipping glacially. Fornals finds Soufal, who just sort of passes it to them for no reason. I mean, we managed to come away with the ball, thankfully. West Ham trying to play the ball down the right-hand side now. Can't quite make it happen. Then looking to go back again once more to the defence as per usual. You know what we like. It's the way we do it. This is how we do it. Passing it back to Ben. I mean, syllabically that worked. Vibes, it was very poor. Now Viborg passing it around. Their opportunity to pass it around sort of aimlessly, trying to find their way forward. Very, very West Ham there. They managed to get through the original press and finding their way a bit more forward. Play down the right-hand side. Kera does well, comes across and collects that. First time we've really seen him have to do that. It was nicely done. Finds Ben Rama. Referee says nothing. Ben Rama goes down. I don't think it was particularly that deep a foul, if we're being honest about it, but there we go. Commentators are now bringing up Asher Jiju. Thanks for that. Thanks for that. Like when I woke up on Twitter and the Sky Sports tweet of Declan Rice missing the penalty was being promoted to me by We Buy Any Car for some reason. Just stress vibes. Soufal was a foul. Soufal fouls one of the Viborg players down the right hand side, basically right next to the throw, and it's going to be a sort of slightly inward corner. He's pointing down the line as if to say, "How is that a foul if what happened to Ben Rama down the line wasn't?" Which I don't disagree with. So here you go. It's going to be a free kick. It's sort of a corner, slightly deeper. It's a really good opportunity for Viborg, who've just scored one header. They're probably going to want to score again here. Similar start. Oh, they play it short, and instead Fornals is clearance. Let's be real. Was god awful. The clap just woof. You sound proper deflated. You know what? Look, I'm not yet, Steve. I'm still all right. It's just a bit like. There was a bit of momentum we had and it instantly sort of disappeared. And after that, we're just sort of, I hate how easy we are to dominate. The corner comes in, headed away from Mikel Antonio, or sort of just the header from Mikel Antonio connects it. It's played sort of into a decent position for Viborg to get another one, and Areola as well to come and claim that, just punch that one away. I just hate how easy we are, Steve, to get really dominated. It's because we let teams do it. Good shot from range. Oh, and Areola palms it over. Just an absolute, he connects with it beautifully. The Viborg player, from range, just has an absolute crack from range. It just bounces up for him and he sort of hits it on the slice. It's really nicely struck. I think he maybe slices it slightly. I don't know if he meant to do it like that, but it was going in an awkward position and Areola managed to palm it over. Another corner for Viborg from the left-hand side this time. Puts it in. Cleared away. Yeah, it's very frustrating, Steve, because we allow teams to dominate us so comfortably. And it is us allowing it. Like there are teams like Manchester United who you can't stop from dominating. They're just going to dominate. That's what happens is Manchester City. They're just that good. But you come up against a team like Viborg, and what we do is we just let them have the ball. When we get in our half, we just get deeper and deeper and deeper and constrict. And the aim is to sort of not allow them space, which is all well and good. But that just sort of concedes all possession to the opposition and allows them to just have their way to just completely dominate us. And it's really frustrating to watch. Because we don't need to be doing that. This is a team who we should be able to dominate. And again, like I said, at the beginning of last season in the Europa League, those first couple of Europa League games, we were dominating the opposition. We were playing completely differently to how we usually do under David Moyes. We were fast, we were fluid, we were attacking beautifully, we were vibing left, right, and center. We were pressing them beautifully, and we haven't seen it since then. And I thought, well, this is a really good opportunity to do that against a side who we should be able to do that, and we just aren't. We just aren't. It's really frustrating. But what can you do? Play down the line, but Ashby, Cornet. It's a good opportunity here for Fornals, but turns around to try and find there's no real options on for him. He's forced to pass it backwards. Coventry spreads it out to Kera. Oh, that's a nice pass into Ben Rama. That's a long diag pass. Ben Rama does really well. Skips past one into the area. Pulls it back across Antonio. 3-1. 3-1. The game's dead and buried now. They're not scoring two. I'm pretty confident they're not scoring two. The game is dead and buried now. Mikel Antonio with a goal. The ball from Kera out to Ben Rama was really, really nice. Just a solid diagonal pass along the floor. Well driven, well placed, straight at the feet of Ben Rama. Takes on his man, one-on-one. That thing we don't see enough. Just a player picking up the ball and taking on his man. It's a really nice play from Kera. And it's not the position I usually like Ben Rama, but he takes on his man, one step over, sends him the wrong way, gets basically into the 6-yard box and pulls it back. Something that teams could do against us and are absolutely lethal against us. Ben Rama, beautifully done. An assist. Antonio gets the goal, 3-1. And at this point, I will be honest, I'm not. This game's over. I cannot see them scoring two. Maybe bold to say at this point, but I can't see it happening. I cannot see it happening. Nearly reached the sky, and like my dreams, they fade. And it's big. That's big. That's a really good opportunity. That's a really good time goal for us as well. Just that puts the game in our position again. It puts it in our space. Good stuff. You love to see it. You love to see it all, and a bit of awkward passing around from Viborg. Good work from Saeed Benrahma. It's going to be a throw into Viborg, but it was good work from him. It was a really nice pass. A really nice pass. Along the floor, solid, fast, find Benrahma quickly. What we usually don't do, taking about 18 years to pass the ball around. That one, he just picked it up, saw his man, bang, have the ball. Beautiful stuff. I've not been too positive about his signing. I think, I have been positive. I wouldn't go negative. I've been positive about it. You know, I've said I'm happy with it. It's a very much it will do signing. A very much this is Kaya coming in to do a job, second backup choice, but that was really nice. They tried to whip the ball in there from the left-hand side. Sorensen trying it, but can't quite manage it. Nice idea. Connor, Harris and Ashby getting the block. Viborg doing well, though, with the ball, you have to say. Dinking it into an awkward position. Thomas Souček gets the header away, but Viborg still maintain possession. This is nice little period from Viborg here. Constantly sort of getting passes, very much sort of on the edge of getting an assist. Not quite creating anything yet, but a nice period. Hughes. Hughes. Listen, Judas is saying that, you know what I mean? It's very kind of you, though. Very kind of you. Again, I'm very much sticking to your word, which is very kind. But you don't. I just want to stress once more, in case it isn't clear, you do not have to, mate. You do not have to. Unbelievably kind, but you do not. Thank you for the full-time fund, $5. But yeah. It's the second time I've done a mistake. I did 10-0 at one point as well, which was an issue, but still 23. We'll take 23. Hughes to be out of pocket, but we take 23. Stop, mate. Stop. Stop, bro. Stop. Don't put yourself through it. Don't put yourself through it. Looking for Groot is the way the commentator just said it, so I'm going to copy him. You probably say one of Viborg's better players, I would say. One of their better players. Commentary playing it out wide to Benrahma, who picks it up in a deep position. He's got a runner and Soufal on the overlap. He's got Antonio on the inside. He finds Soufal, maybe trying to put it in with his weak foot first time. Does. Cornet hits it. Oh! Cornet with a scissor kick almost scores and a spectacular volley. He has to sort of adjust himself, go backwards, hits the scissor kick, can't quite get it across goal, but very, very close. Doesn't force the best save you're ever going to see out of the goalkeeper, but he has to save one. It's a nice piece of ingenuity, and all of a sudden, like I say, we're putting it on him a little bit now. We're putting on a bit of a clinic now. That's a vast over-exaggeration on my behalf. It's still Madman with a 179. Thank you very much, sir. You don't have to. You don't have to, but thank you very much. Pretty bubbles in the air. They fly so high. Nearly reached the sky. Just me singing by myself. Let's go then. Like my dreams, they fade and die. I'm sure my girlfriend loves this fortune. You know, I'll stop. But thank you. It's very kind of you. You did not have to do it at all. Thank you. Flynn Downs is about to make his way onto the pitch, ladies and gentlemen. Very exciting me. Flynn Downs on his way to come onto the pitch. Oh, that's a nice ball over the top for Cornet. It's a really good opportunity. He can't quite do something with it. He was under a lot of pressure there, but it was a really nice chance. Coventry short to Cornet. Fornals. This is nice passing. This is nice play. Just overhit that one. Antonio was there. Benrahma had it at the far post. Just neither could quite get there. Oh, itchy. Goes for the back heel to Soufal. I'd love to see a bit of a bit of Benny and maybe a left-footed left back. That would be very nice. But thank you. Appreciate it deeply. We have not belled. It's a good question. We have not belled. It felt like there was a moment where we might have belled, but we did not, you know? We did not. Let's see. Who's going to come up? You would imagine... Well, we do check with Coventry. Connor Coventry coming off for Flynn Downs. Fair play. I mean, look, I'm not gonna sit here and sorry, I apologize, Unblocked. I apologize. I'm doing like 8 things at once. I am deeply apologetic. Not the most unreal game he's ever had in his life, to be fair to him. But not, I wouldn't say that bad. I wouldn't say that bad. Listen, if the people want a bell, if 3 people give me the bell and the vote passes, then we'll go get a bell. Listen, my stomach's not going to complain about it. I'll tell you that much. My stomach will not complain about it. I respect it, Unblocked. I would get it right. My brain is doing 18,000 things. I apologize. That was incorrect for me. And I can respect the sensible, I can respect the forthright nature of it. Dave, Acid D Punch Drunk. Get some cheese, another man in the match for trying to. Thank you very much. I would not say correct, but thank you very much. It's very kind of you. Bell. Good Tilo. No bell, but it has been. All right, I'm going to put the bell. I'll put the vote in. Bell, yes or no, coming in hot in the chat. Let me know what you think. Do we go for it? Bell, yes or no? I'll give it until 87. 87. But Dave, thank you very much. It's very kind of you. I'll lob your name in there. You lot don't have to. You do know this, right? Dave, Acid D, Punch Drunk. What a name, by the way. What a username. I'm so jealous. Top lad just not cutting the mustard. Block on block? No, never. He's giving me correct information. If he was, listen, and even if he wasn't, I still, at least he's not causing trouble. I don't mind being called out. If I'm incorrect, I'm incorrect. I don't mind that. I don't mind that at all. I'm fine with that. I'm confused. We eat baby bells for luck. Is the Natasha, if you're new around here, we eat baby bells for luck. So when it's going poorly, if enough people, if 3 people mention the fact that we should eat a baby bell, then I put a poll in chat, and then if by the time the poll ends, it says yes, I go and I get a baby bell and we eat it for luck. I don't think we need it, but thank you very much. Thank you very much, West Ham Music Fish. I don't really think we need it, but we'll see. We'll see. I mean, the vote right now is looking like it's going to pass. Tighter than usual, but it is looking like it's going to pass. We've got about 10 seconds left. Give it 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And the vote passes with 69 to 31% saying yes, bell. So what's happening? So I'm going to go and pick up a baby bell. So if you just give me a moment, everyone, I will leave you in the capable hands, of course, of Danny, who's, look at him, he's look how excited he is. He's very excited for the match. So give me a second. I'm just going to go and pick up the bell. Hopefully no one scores. Okay. He's hyped. Give me a sec. I think we have him. Have we scored? No, that's fine. I'm not expecting it. I did say 3-1 to be fair, so I'll take that. I'll take that. The bell, ladies and gentlemen. The bell. We're here. We're here. He's not amused. He's loving life, mate. He's loving life. Get the lad the cheese. Get the lad the cheese. Listen, as I said, I'm not blocking unblocked because he's corrected me. Do you know what I mean? I'm all about being corrected. If I'm wrong, then I'm wrong. And he was bang on there. I was wrong. So that's fair play. I'm not above being told I'm wrong, you know? I'm not above being told I'm wrong. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to... This is the silent snack, of course. Played in. Oh, opportunity for Viborg. Hit it. Deflects up off the number 10. Off his bonds and cleared away. The silent snack, of course. So we're just going to take our time there. I'm just going to... Oh, there you go. You love to see it. What you don't love to see is my awful nails, but apart from that, you love to see it. There you go. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Oh, stuck. This is very exciting for us all, I know, after a thrilling game of football. Just the trials and tribulations of trying to get the cheese. Now, just... the bell, ladies and gentlemen. Now, what I'm going to do... No, P, I'm not eating the wax. We've had this conversation. We're not eating the wax. We do, Hammer. We do. We do. We also eat your mum out. Right, okay. So, here we go. Ready for this? All in one go. No surrender. It's a celebratory bell at this point. We're in stoppage time. How long of stoppage time? 3 minutes. Celebratory bell. You know? I'm not going to eat. Can people stop? I'm not eating the max. I'm not eating the wax. It's not happening. Gone. All gone. I swallowed it whole like a snake. Okay. Here's the thing. Scott, Scott, you'll tell me here. I will lick the wax if you promise to never ask me to do it again. I will do it. Let me know. I'm not going to poll to eat the wax. It's not happening. It's not happening. Everyone has a price. You are not the $1 million man, and I will not eat the wax. This is not happening. I will not allow. I will not allow this. I will not allow this to happen. One thing I will say, with 2 minutes to go, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to get the time to get your voting for man of the match. Let me know who you think the best player for West Ham has been in the comment section. And whenever I see this is very unscientific, the person who gets the most amount of votes will win the Ham's Chat Man of the Match award. So let me know. Kera can play on both sides of the centre back because his left and right foot are good. He's very good. It's very versatile. His passing's been really good. I've liked him so far today. I thought he's had a good impact. Not had too much to do, but I think he's had a positive impact, and I like to see it. I'm not eating the wax. £50 for a wax. I'm not eating. The fact is, I'm just not eating the wax. You could say you could pay me $1,000 right now. £1,000, $1,000. Don't mind. I'm not eating the wax. The wax. I will not be peer pressured into eating this wax. I will not happen. It will not happen. No deal. Well, look, it was here. I would have licked it. I would have, but no. No, I wouldn't have even licked the inside where the cheese was. I would have licked the outside, but let's have a look at some of these names. There's always a price. There is not a price for me eating wax. Thank you. See, Natasha knows. Natasha, you're welcome back here anytime you want, because you are correct in this position. No is the answer. I tell you all. No. I will never eat the wax. Let's have a look at the names very quickly. Right, let's scroll up to when the names started. Remember to stick around, ladies and gentlemen, because there will be a full-time review in just a moment while I scroll up to try and find where the names start. Thank you once again to Mr. Chickster12 for the two donos he did. Mr. For Hughes, who's come through with a legendary 3. Chris, as well as Madman, for all of your donos. Thank you very much for the full-time fund. Let's have a very, very quick look. Trying to find it behind all of the Eating the Wax is very difficult. Areola, Cornet man of the match, Skamaka, Ashby, Areola, Cornet, Eating the Red Netting, Benny for me, Cornet man of the match with 100% vote. Well, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Areola, me again. Thank you very much. We're still wrong. Areola, we'll give it to Areola. Cornetto's in a close secondary position, but we'll give it Areola. Congratulations to Alphonse Areola on winning the Hams Chat Man of the Match award. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much all for coming. It's been a beautiful time. It's not been the most exciting match you've ever seen in your life, but I'll be honest with you, I'll take that. A 3-1 win going into the away fixture, that puts us in a strong position. I'm very, very happy. It's not been the best game you've ever seen, but certainly some positive signs. Bowen getting a goal, Kera coming on looking decent, Antonio getting a goal, Skamaka getting a goal, Cornet getting assist. Lots of good moments, lots of good things happening in the match, even if as an overall performance, it wasn't the greatest thing you've ever seen in your life. I would ask you once more to subscribe if you haven't already, because we were the only West Ham channel last season to do a watch along every single match day, and we'd like to carry that on if we are at all possible. So you can't do it though without you, because I sit here and I do it by myself. So if you are not here, it just doesn't happen. So thank you very much for coming. We genuinely do massively appreciate it, and hit that like button on the way, because we are incredibly close to that 500 mark. We're at 473 right now. So unbelievably close. Stick around, of course, because we will be having the live review with Geo Gonzo in just a moment. Until then, love you all. Thank you all for coming. And I will see you at the weekend when we're doing Brighton, bruv. We're beating the curse. It's happening. Let's go. Deploy the boys. Let's go. Come on, your eyes. Cheers, everyone.